Welcome to What the Fuck Tuesday. It's finally on a Tuesday. I've been switching the days around here due to my crazy schedule. But it's good to see everybody. We've been doing this show for about 5 or 6 years now. Um, Relationship Tuesday here on the Debsterism channel. The way this show works is people have sent in their questions in advance. We have a form that they fill out and they send it in. My lovely cousin Candace reviews all the submissions and chooses some that will go into the column. She puts them in a column and she emails them to me Tuesday afternoon, usually, hopefully by 5 o'clock. Sometimes more like 5:50, but still before the show. And I print the document out. It's hot. The paper's still warm off the printer. So I don't see the questions in advance. I don't know any more about these people than you do. I don't know anything more about their situation than what we have here in the letter. I asked people who sent in a letter to please listen for yours. They're not in any particular order. And if you can, please take a look at the chat and see if there's some responses there that supplement what I say, because very often they live in the area, at least in the country, where the letter writer is from, and they may have some more actual knowledge about resources, laws, and things like that than I do, because I'm here in the United States in California, and so that's what I know. I'm not familiar with all the laws about different situations in Canada and through the UK and in Korea and Australia and New Zealand and all these other places we get a lot of letters from. So, with all of that said, let me get over here and see who's in the chat room. Oh, okay, I see everybody. Hey, look, Leandra's here today. And a couple of new folks. Well, yeah, here we go. You guys ready? Are you ready? We have 27 questions today. Please keep that in mind for the latecomers, because everybody wants to know, well, how many questions do we have today? So you guys can tell them. I also ask you watch your language. Sometimes I drop a few, inappropriate, but I'm going to really try to do better today. Notice I said try. That's all I'm admit to. I'm going to try. Hey, Silver. Yes, you looking forward to it? Some people say this is their entertainment of the week. Oh, I put up a little poll on the show page on YouTube. So if you coming in from Twitch or you coming in from Twitter or anything like that, Facebook or whatever, look, you got to log onto the YouTube channel page to vote in the poll that I have there. I'm trying to get a little information about what kind of results people are getting from the videos here on the channel. Are we on the right page or not? So please take a moment to do that. I'm going to close it out probably, somewhere around the 20th letter. And that's what we're going to roll with. So please, take a moment to click a button over there. So let's get started with 27 advice questions. Yes. Thank you, Mahogany, for bringing that point up. Yep. Yes, I do. I have to say it, but Ash, all I can say is, I'm trying to grow and change and better myself as an individual. And some days I do better than other days. Okay. So we'll see how we do. It's going to be dependent upon the letters, because if they say, like last week, I was pissed off by the second letter and it just went downhill from there. So there was no saving that show. There was no saving that show at all. So let's move on. Question number 1. This is a young man in 18 to 21 age group. He says he is European from Montreal, Canada. I need to know if women are really ever so busy that they cannot find time to go for a dinner date during an entire week. Yeah, sometimes. So I had a nice coffee hangout with this new girl I got to know recently. We're both 21. She told me that she enjoyed it, and at the end, I invited her for dinner sometime during the week. And she accepted after some thinking with a comment, quote, I am really busy, but I will find a free evening for this, end quote. But ever since we met, she barely texts me on her own, for which she actually apologized, explained that legitimate family problems had escalated, of which I had known about before, making her extremely sad and kind of closed off. Plus, she too has a part-time job and studies full-time at a university. Wow, she is busy. I asked her about the potential time for the dinner again yesterday, but she told me one of her group projects seemed to be taking more time than she had hoped, making her free evening full, but didn't come up with any new time. So are all those reasons legitimate for not setting up a date on her own, or is she just hoping that I will get the hint and leave her alone? I'm gonna say this. You said you were already familiar with the very legitimate family problems that she's having. You notice she's a full time student with a part time job. Plus, she needs to sleep in there. So I'm not saying that she's playing games with you. I'm thinking that it's just not a good time for her. So whether she is trying to tell you it's not a good time for you, it's not a good place for her, whatever, or just by dumping you by not responding to you, or whether it's really true, the end result is the same. Her schedule in reality does not permit the time right now to develop a relationship. It's not there. So, some people would use, you're right, would use these kind of dodges as an excuse because some people have the belief, well, we make time for stuff that we're interested in. Uh, that is true, but only to a point. I mean, we've been be more willing to make the time, but that doesn't mean we're going to be able to. You see what I mean? There's a difference. Some things like school projects, jobs, sleep, and family issues, there is no negotiation there. If they're involving you, you got to be there and you have to do it. And sleep, everybody needs that. I mean, there's only so many hours in the day. So, in this situation, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that this is not a good time. So, what I want you to do is send her one last text and say, I know you're really busy. I would like to see you again, but it doesn't seem like you really have the time or to do it right now. So just hit me up when you free up some time, maybe after your finals or something, and then we'll see what's going on. And that's all you have to do. You don't take it personally. Never take this stuff personally. Even if the person starts, going off and saying, well, you this and you that and all that stuff, that's their interpretation. That's their assessment, and that's their opinion. It don't mean shit in your real world. You see what I mean? So when stuff like this happens, I never take this personally. It's no condemnation of anything to do with me. It's all about you. You the one with that messed up situation and messed up life and messed up family. That don't have nothing to do with me. I invited you out for a good time and you just can't make it. Okay. Next. And that should be the attitude that you have. Okay. You don't have to be mean about it. Notice I just said it. Did I sound mad or anything? It's not. It's no anger involved with it. No hurt feelings. No irritation. No nothing. It's just a matter of, accepting the reality that's in your face. She's not. She's not available. She's not physically available. She's not emotionally available, and she's not mentally available. So move on. Okay. Just leave the door open if she wants to, because you're not about to turn around and marry the next person you see anyway. But just keep dating, and if she circles back and you want to go out with her again, then do it. And if you're not, say sorry. I already met somebody. So this is fully in your court. Question number 2. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Korean from Santa Ana, California. My friend is black, and lately, she's been obsessed with, quote, Asian looks. I've known her since high school, but we were never in the same friend group. After graduation, we were just friends on Insta, but never really stayed in touch until earlier this year. She reached out to me through DM, and it was nice to reconnect with her. She immediately started asking me about my home country's culture, what makeup I use, what I do to maintain, quote, a small figure, as she says, how to learn the language, etc. I kind of introduced her to things as far as I could, but when she asked me to see her in real life to hang out, that's where I started feeling uncomfortable. She dresses like a K-pop star. She does her makeup to look like a K-pop star. She talks in Korean in the most awkward situations. For example, when we were ordering food at an Italian restaurant, she even tells me that she's more Korean than I am. Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. She brightens her skin tone to look like us and cover her double lid eyes to make it more monolid and foxy. She was the one that made fun of the way I look and the way I use chopsticks to eat when we were in high school. I think the Asian fever she's having is racist and inappropriate. How do I tell her what she is doing is racist? Plus, it's getting on my nerves. I knew that had to be coming in there somewhere. You a LA girl. You were just being way too nice. You don't have to just sit home, girl down, and say, "What is this? What is it that you're trying to do here? Tell me so I understand." See, I am a firm believer in not jumping to conclusions. I hate when people do that. When people assume that they know the answers to everything about you, how you thinking and why you doing stuff without ever asking you. So don't do that. You're gonna sit her down and say, I want to. She's transracial. Yeah, it is a word. I've made a meme about that. You're gonna, because this Korean fever is worldwide. Ever since the Korean dramas hit hard, and I have to say, they make some fabulous movies. I'm watching one now. What channel is it called? Anyway, it's called Zombie Detective. It's hilarious. I'm laying in the bed watching this stuff, and this dude is a zombie. It's anyway, I can't. But the stuff that they come up with is so creative. It's so unique. But does that mean I want to run to Korea and pretend to be Korean? No, I can admire that. I love movies from Finnish movies, and certainly American Hollywood movies. But there's just a difference. You can tell the difference in the way that the filmmakers approach the subjects as you go from nation to nation. It's just very different. I think the cultures have a lot to do with it. And so I can enjoy any of them, but I'm not trying to run there and pretend to be that. I'm going to still be me. And I can appreciate other people's culture. And that's what you have to explain to her, is that what she's doing is just really creepy and weird. And for her to make that insulting statement that she's more Korean than you, say, no, you just more stupid than me. That's it for sure. But I don't know what the hell you're trying to do here. And if the only reason you reached out to me was because you want to try to glob onto me and absorb all the Koreanness out of me or something like that, then we could end this right here. Because I'm not interested in that. You'll never be Korean, chick. Never. No matter how much tape you put and glue you put on your eyes and all stuff. And it's the same attitude I have about these men trying to pretend to be women. They're never going to be girls. Okay? No matter how many pronouns they try to throw at people and surgeries they try to get, it's never going to happen. You are what you are, and you're going to stay that for the rest of your life. And that's just the way it is. She's a black woman. She ain't going to never be a Korean. And you have to remind her that. Yeah, people are just really just something. Is it in the water? It's all this mental illness going on with people trying to pretend that they're something that they're not. I blame that Rachel Dolezal person. She's the one who started that crazy stuff, trying to pretend she was black. But this is just it's really odd. And yeah, she's trying to look. She's like looking for some kind of identity or something. But anyway, whatever it is, we don't want to, really assume. What I do suggest though is that you talk to her about it and figure out what it is she's trying to do here, and then you just tell her that that she insulted you by saying that she's more Korean than you are, and she's gonna say, "I was just joking." Say, "Well, it wasn't funny." Okay, it's not funny. Just like you got that white chick, Rachel Dolezal, talking about she's more black than you. Would you be happy to hear that from some white woman telling you that she's more black than you? It's bullshit. Don't you ever say anything like that to me again. You can certainly admire my culture, but you're never going to insult me personally by trying to demean what I am and place yourself in a position above me. That is who I am, as all my ancestors are. Is everybody in my family is Korean. You not because you put on some K-pop makeup going to become more Korean than me after 20 generations of Koreans in my family. Fuck out of here. So anyway, that's what she would get from me. But you do want to listen to her answer first, though. So you can slam her after with all the facts. That would be my suggestion. And then if necessary, just block her and don't, just go on back to where you was when you didn't really reach out, didn't have any contact with her. But she sounds stupid. Question number 3, female, 22 to 27. Wait a minute. Was that question number 2? Oh, yeah, that was 2. Okay. Question number 3. She's white. She's from Silver Spring, Maryland. So there's this guy I went to college with years ago. We started following one another on Instagram a little after college. But I haven't seen him in person since then, as we now live in different states. Recently, he's been direct messaging me a lot, commenting on the things I post, starting small conversations here and there. I assumed that he was doing this because he's interested in me. Why else would someone who I haven't seen in years suddenly be active in my message box? I got brave one day and told him I had a crush on him back in our college days, and him and I had a mutual friend and were at a few events together. His response was ask me why I didn't say anything, and I told him back then I was more reserved as a person. He said he was well, and now I'm wondering what it means, if anything. It means nothing. It means you missed your opportunity. You telling him about the shit years later. It's just like he's like, well, what you doing that for? Saying he's well, that means he's good. His life is positioned. He has a woman. He has whatever it is he's looking for, and you telling him that now is kind of just silly. Now, what I can suggest if he slid into your message box and you live states away, maybe he didn't know that, and he was just trying to see if there's an opportunity for him to slide into something other than your message box. You know what I mean? Read between the lines, chick. And then, he found out that you guys are a good distance away. So what I would suggest is that you just, seeing that he's not talking about nothing and just wasting your time, just block him and going back to living your life. This is you putting too much energy into this on the situation where somebody did with strike up a few conversations on an instant message or something. I mean, what? What are you doing? Why are you going from A to Z over some text or whatever messages? Aren't you a little old for this Disney kind of lifestyle mentality? Question number 4. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's African American from Jackson, Mississippi. The male in question is also black and also 22 to 27. My question is, how do you know when you're being mistreated in a relationship? Oh, I want you guys to know too, I changed the advice form about a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. So it has a line in there where they do a sum up kind of thing to introduce the question. So we're going to be having it more where they don't just jump right into the question, they have the introduction first. So that's a new thing. I just added that. So we'll see more letters like that coming in. So she says, "Hi, Miss Deb. I'm coming to you with a real situation I'm on the fence about. I've been going back and forth with whether the things my boyfriend has done and said to me are worth ending a 5-year relationship over." Oh, look at this list. I've written them down, but I don't know if I'm just being sensitive like he says. Here are a few examples. This is not no few. This is going down the rest of the page. Okay, number 1. Called me vile and disgusting on my birthday after picking an argument when I begged him to at least wait a day. Later, he said he didn't mean it. Okay, so he jacked up your birthday on purpose. And you said, you can still fight, but let's do it another day. And he didn't. Okay. Number 2, said he hates being around me and doesn't like talking to me. Then later he said he didn't mean it. Number 3, he got upset with me for not being talkative after a concert. Number 4, made us leave another concert for a band that means a lot to me because he started to get uncomfortable. Number 5, called me hateful and racist against white people because of a post my sister made on her friend's story. Number 6, called me a black supremacist. Number 7, got mad at me for defending why a woman might ghost him instead of comforting him. Number 8, guilted me into eggplant, but got upset I wasn't enthusiastic about it. Number 9, brought up my mental illness to essentially say I'm too unwell to be aware of what's happening. Number 10, said I have no friends, so I wouldn't know what a healthy relationship is like anyway. Number 11, told me not to talk to my family about any of this. Number 12, said I don't know how to talk with people and can't be trusted to take care of myself. Number 13, broke my keychain when he was mad and joked around when I said it upset me. Number 14, banged his head into the wall repeatedly and told me it was my fault. Okay. And you still there? Number 15, said I was a liar because I presented as more interested in physical activities at the beginning of our relationship. Number 16, got mad at me for being upset with him for forgetting to pick me up from the airport after my grandpa's funeral. And number 17, finally, this is ending, has never held a job for more than a month despite me being him too. What? I don't know what that's supposed to say. Might be being him too. I don't know what she meant. We live together, so I will need to move out if you think breaking up is the right thing to do. Everything about this relationship hurts. Okay, girlfriend. Okay, for Deborah, let me just tell you, your tolerance for bullshit and mine are like at opposite ends of the planet, the galaxy. Any one of these things here would have been enough for me to fire him, and we wouldn't have made it to no 5 years. 5 weeks, maybe. That would have been it. As soon as he pulled a stunt like this, I would have been out. The number one thing you don't do is call me names. I don't let people do that on this channel. I don't let people do that at work. I don't let people do that in my family. I don't let men do that to me in relationships. I don't let my friends do that. If you feel like you need to call me a name, then that means we're not friends no more. That's what that means. So I have, my tolerance level for this kind of stuff is nil. Why you have to ask me if this is enough to break over is shocking. I just want to tell you, it's shocking to me that you would take all this, and I know there's probably 20 times more. These are just the things that happened enough to stood out that you remember them, enough to write down. But okay, for example, this thing, he hates being around me and doesn't like talking to me, then get the fuck on. Nobody's holding you hostage. Your little short, stubby, little furry legs brought you here, then they can go take you right on where you're going, you little mutt. Get the fuck out. So then that would have been the end of that. You see what I mean? He talking to you crazy, and you just sitting there calling you vile and disgusting, and then terrorizing you on your birthday. So he just wanted to just ruin that day for you. For a whole year, he couldn't say what he had 364 other days to act a fool, but he chose that day when you were in good mood trying to celebrate something that was about you. He just had to destroy it. So these kind of men. I'm not in a position to be diagnosing, so I'm not going to label what he is or anything. I'm just going to tell you the types of behaviors that he's exhibiting would put him in what's a class of men called men who suffer from cluster B syndrome. Okay, there's some videos here on the channel. You can look it up. Like I said, I'm not saying that's what he is, but I'm just saying if it walks like a raccoon and it's got a raccoon face, and it does raccoon things, it's most likely a raccoon. But since I'm not a licensed doctor, I can't say that it's a raccoon. But I'm going to point you in that direction, and you can determine his raccoonness for yourself. It's called the cluster B syndrome, of which one of them is a histrionic personality disorder. He's doing a lot of that, not some of narcissist types of stuff thrown in for good measure. Yeah, you need to make moves to get away from this guy as soon as possible. Once you do, find yourself a good therapist because you're gonna need to re you gotta rebalance yourself because you're probably gonna be suffering from some kind of PTSD after being bombarded with this for years, year after year, day after day, year after year. No. Nope, 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 nope. Nothing about this is a healthy relationship, and I'm like I said, I'm shocked that you stayed this long. Like when he started banging his head on the wall, you know what I would have done? I would have filmed it and put it on social media. Like, look at this fool right here. My ex-boyfriend banging his head. She say Duster V. Banging his head on the wall like a crazy person. I'll be like, I'm so out. Deuces. Yeah, this guy, something's wrong with him. This is really sad. But this is the reason. And also watch the video that says boyfriends are a waste of time. This is a perfect example of why you don't be putting too much stock in a boyfriend, especially you dealing with them for 5 years. What is that? Why would you spend 5 years of your young life with a boyfriend? He ain't your husband. You don't. Oh, you shouldn't be living with him and giving him all them wifely privileges, and he's not your husband. Why I don't understand you young girls just giving away all your just what do you be living with these dudes for? What in the world is the point of that? What do you get out of that? I see where they get a lot out of it. They only have to pay half and you do all the housework like their mother. Plus they have somebody to bed at night and complain to all the time. They get all the privileges of having a wife with absolutely none of the legal obligations and responsibilities. Stop living with men you are not married to. I don't care how much your friends do it. That just means you have stupid friends that don't understand their value as a woman and they give it away for free to men. Just giving away, just willy nilly, especially the ones that move in with one dude, then next year it's another dude, and you have to have some other dude. Just wasting your time, wasting your youth, and just wasting all your energy and everything else you got. What is this on my screen? Stop living with men. Stop it. And if they not courting you with an intention to do something permanent in mind, which you should know within a few months, then you break it off. You don't be nobody's quote girlfriend for 4, 5, 10 years. What the hell is going on? These parents are not teaching their daughters anything. Oh, my goodness. They don't want to listen. Well, then they can just keep getting their heads bumped. You know what I mean? It's like then you wake up and you're 40 years old and you're looking all crazy because all the stress of all the different men that you done gave all your energy and lifespan to. You got all these miscellaneous stray babies because you had one with each dude that you live with. You know, you got 2 or 3, 4 baby daddies and all this little shit here. You ain't never been married, not one time. If that's what you want, right? Because a lot of them say they do. That's why they move in. So it's like, what are you doing? You balling backwards and you just not doing what you need to be doing. Especially the kid part. It's one thing if you just want to live with them, and that's stupid enough. But then you're gonna be having kids and bringing them into the mix and some stupidity. Whew, my lord. You know my T-shirt today. I had on my WTF one, then I switched to this one. It says, "You smell like drama and a headache. Please go away." That's what it says. And I think some of these girls they need this shirt too. Yep, spare and a spare, I'm telling you. Every woman should be a player. If he ain't putting a ring on it, and that's what you want. Now, some people, like we did the VCD, don't want to get married, and they definitely want to have any children. That's fine. I'm 100% in your corner. But for those who do, I'm saying operate your life in with some kind of respect and a plan. Stop living with dudes. Stop it. Don't ever move in with a man. He started talking about move into me. You move in. You held your hand. I said, well, "Where's my engagement ring?" Well, I'm not ready for that. Then you're not ready for me to live with you. You tripping. That's what you're supposed to say with them. You think you just gonna slide me in there and get all the benefits of having a wife and you ain't engaged? Fuck out of here. I'm not stupid. That's what you should be saying, ladies. Question number 5. This is a young man in the 28 to 34 age group. He's white from Brentwood, California. I'm a 30-year-old white guy, okay, a few months out of a long-term relationship that ended amicably. As I'm in the dating scene and connecting with new people, I'm finding phrases like, quote, "men are trash, gross, shit, and worthless" seem to get thrown around a lot. 2 women I was interested in recently, one a bit older than me, the other one a bit younger, both made comments like that, and one of them routinely wears a piece of jewelry that says "men are trash." Damn. Trust me, I absolutely understand that people, especially women, have had experiences with the opposite sex. Both of these women had left relationships in the past year, and both have had experiences with men outside the context of a relationship as well. When they brought up these experiences or issues to me, I tried to listen and understand and support how they felt as a result. I go out of my way to be a good partner, and both women express how much they liked how I've treated them, especially compared to past experiences that frustrated them with men in general. The other day, one of these women was catcalled a number of times in public. She vented to me about it via text. I listened, agreed with what she said, and tried to make her feel heard with her frustration. I condemned the action of the catcallers. Then she said, "Men are gross." I replied to understand the sentiment, but then it was tough for me to hear as a man who tries to be unlike that. She said she wouldn't apologize, and I told her I wasn't asking for an apology. She ghosted me after I said that. When I asked for an explanation a week later, she said she felt like that me being unhappy with her comment invalidated her experience, and she was no longer interested in me. How did you say it was tough for me to hear? Okay. As a man, how do I respond to statements like this? I keep hearing them from women I'm interested in, and while I do understand and respect the validity of what they're saying, how am I not supposed to be put off by saying all members of a group, which includes me, are trash? I'm not trash. Please be gentle. I'm sending this letter earnestly seeking to learn. Okay, let me take this fist and slap the fuck out of you. First of all, if you know, like this is the same thing I tell men online. Stupid asses. If you see something online or somebody's talking about something and it's not about you, why would you get in your feelings about it? You know that's not you. So you can't listen, just like if she was talking about multimillionaires, like, I don't know, or some brilliant person like Stephen Hawking or, rich like Bill Gates or something. That's not talking about you either. But I bet you wouldn't get all in your feelings about it when she talked about all those rich white men, right? You know why you wouldn't get it? Because you know that's not you. So this whole thing right here, where you getting all in your feelings because of her experiences, That's her experience, and you don't put yourself in it if you're not like that. I don't understand what men are stupid. You always do that shit. You put yourself in every picture, even though you don't belong there, and want to get your feelings get all hurt and stuff. Well, you said all men. So what? So what? She said all. Are you? You know it wasn't you. So who gives a fuck if she said all? All is just a word. It's not hurting you. It's not taking no money out your bank account. It's not getting you written up at work. It's not stopping you from getting a promotion. It's not taking your driver's license, your car. It's not. Nothing is happening to you because some woman that you barely know or some woman online used the word all. You little egotistical fucks. Okay, you just all over on your own jock and stuff. Wake up and grow up. Learn to separate the world from yourself. That's such a juvenile toddler kind of mentality. It gets on my fucking nerves. Okay, I said I was gonna try not to cuss, but I think they just be taking me there. Just stupid, just stupid. Okay, it's not talking about you. If you don't act like that, then she's not talking about you. Now, if you do, then of course she is talking about you, and then you need to correct your behavior. But if you've already corrected your behavior based on what you've seen other people do, then shut the fuck up and just don't say nothing, or just say, yeah, you're right. That's why I strive not to be like that. If I had a sister, I'd be pissed off too. Something like that. You commiserate with them, but you separate yourself from the trash. If you're not trash, you don't worry about her anger at trash. If you're not trash, stop putting yourself in the trash pile and then getting your feelings all involved. And then you want to cry in the meantime. But when I'm not trash, I just want to learn. I hope you learned a good lesson now. Don't bother me with this stupid shit. Get your head out your ass. Okay? If she's not talking about you, then shut up. Don't worry about it. It was hard for me to hear. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying this kind of mentality has um, gotten on my nerves for 25 years. Just from the AOL days. It just gets on my nerves. Men and all of y'all do this. Now I'm gonna say all, and I mean all. Every single last man that I've ever met on the internet or off is incapable of separating himself from other men. You guys see yourself as a monolithic group, and so when a woman says men, you all snap to attention. And it doesn't matter if you a bum, drunk, a jailbird in the street with a needle in your arm, or somebody's CEO with 2 degrees, a JD, and sitting on a bench somewhere. You all see yourselves as the same. You all see yourselves as men. You all feel if a woman says men that you're in that pile, even though you're completely different from in our eyes, based on your behavior, accomplishments, and this kind of stuff. We see you differently. You guys don't see yourself as different. And I always thought that was very interesting. But that's why I was like, when they get mad, I use the word all as often as possible. All y'all got fucked up teeth. All y'all stink. All y'all don't know nothing. All y'all stupid. I say all kinds of stuff, but I always use the word all. You know why I do that? Because I know it gets on their nerves. And when men get their nerves got on, it just makes my day. I just feel positively defined. I feel like gleeful, wonderful. I want to dance around like that lady in The Sound of Music on the mountaintop. I want to do like that because I'm just like so overjoyed that some man is mad because I used the word all. So, in other words, if you're going to run into women like me, then you're going to be mad every day. Okay? Because I'm going to make sure of it. I'm telling you, that's what I do. The Sound of Music. Ah, da, da, da. And she's dancing around on that hill with all them flowers and mountains and stuff. Snow peaks in the background. I was like, oh, yeah, get it, girl. Then they get triggered. And I'd be triggering them every opportunity. Just slam, bam, 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 bam. Oh. Anyway, I had a little fun with your letter, but you get my point. Stop being stupid. Question number 6. Female, 20 to 32. She's black from Los Angeles, California. People often talk about vetting someone before dating them. I think it's a good idea. Well, okay. But how much should we vet? Can we vet before agreeing to date them? What do you do? A background check? Talk to their friends? Your friends? At what point does vetting cause us to sum things up and say yay or nay to either sleeping with someone or wanting a relationship with them? What are your thoughts on all this? My thoughts is this is you asked 19 questions, okay? In this advice column, you get to ask one. So I'm gonna say this. How much should we vet? Can we vet before we agree to date them? Yes, you did this. That's what the stage is called talking to. Don't people do that anymore? You're having conversations, you're talking on the phone, you send a text, I don't know, what do people do these days? FaceTime and WhatsApp face or whatever each other. Okay, those are the times when you're supposed to be asking intelligent questions and getting an idea of how the man thinks, what the man's social structure is like, what his goals are in life and stuff like that. There's only so much vetting you can do beforehand because sometimes, people have to be in a situation for you to see how they're really going to act and the things they're going to say. One thing my father always told me is always make a motherfucker mad. If you have to manufacture something to get on his nerves, make him upset, get him off off his game, piss him off and see what happens. And that'll tell you more about what kind of man he is than anything else. I mean, yeah, just crazy. That'll tell you a lot. My father told me that, and I was like, hmm. And I tried it. He was right. Because some of them, they just like, they shut down, they get quiet, or, they don't really say too much. They tell me to calm down. But there's others that, you trick, they get upset. Man, they start throwing stuff, stomping around, cussing, calling you names, your parents' names, your siblings' name. Everybody's an MF and this and that. And then that's somebody that you don't want to be bothered with. You can't control his mouth. You can't control his temper. Sometimes you don't even have to make him mad. Somebody else will make him mad, and you'll be there to witness it and see how he handles it. So there's a lot going on. I picked my husband because I know I did some shit to make him just want to just shoot to the moon. He was so mad, and his jaw would tight. People going, and this just the veins would stick. He would be that mad, but you know what? He never, in all the years we were together, that man never raised his voice at me, not one time, not once. I seen him go off on other people, but he still never really he never went off, but he would definitely check people and tell them about themselves and stuff like what they wasn't gonna do and all this kind of stuff. So I mean, it was the way he handled it was firm, determined, manly, but he didn't lose his mind or something. And that's when I knew he was the one. He was the one. I need a tip. Yes, I do need tips. We need tips because every time I cuss, I don't do videos. They don't really make money. I guess so many Google advertisers don't want profanity. Their ads running on stations where people say profanity. It's too funny. But whatever. I try, but these people be sending me to the moon. So anyway, young lady, for your other stuff, look on this channel. There's a whole video about vetting. You can learn most of what you asked on that. You can also look at the video on how to ask questions that you should be asking. The kind of stuff that you'd be asking a man and trying to find out about him is called the man behind the mask. And it talks about first, second, the early dating process and how you're supposed to be handling yourself and information you're supposed to be learning. Not like, oh, what color is your favorite color? Oh, what movie you like? Oh, what kind of food you like? Oh, what you drive? Stupid stuff, irrelevant stuff. Don't have nothing to do with the relationship. You want to find out how he thinks. What motivates him? What his dreams are? What's his hurts? That's what you want to find out if there's compatibility there. Okay? So look on the channel. There's like a 1,500 videos on here. Just type in the keywords that you're looking for on the search this channel bar, and just every video that has that keyword in it will come up. And then you just click and listen away. Question number 7. This is a young lady in the 22 to 28 age group from Miami, Florida. She is Caucasian. The male in question is a 34 to 40 age group. He's also Caucasian. I just want to vent and get your take on this. I'm at my wit's end and I don't know what to do. My boyfriend dresses very casually. I mean, gym shorts and a t-shirt. Gym shorts. I generally don't mind it. We live in a hot climate. I get that he's comfortable in these clothes, even though I would be so happy if he just wore jeans and a t-shirt out to lunch, but he hates jeans, so whatever. I can deal with the gym shorts and a shirt. But Deb, sometimes even these shorts and the shirt comes out sloppy, like shorts that are way too short for his height and build. Worse than what is called hoochie daddy shorts. No. No, we could not go out because we look like you on the whole stroll, my brother. No, we're not doing that. Ill-fitting t-shirts, not wearing under. What? He's going out the house not with commando, and he's with you. These are the times. Oh my God, I will comment. And recently, it's just causing arguments that I nitpick his clothes when I literally don't care about the style, just that it's not sloppy. No, he has not always dressed like this, but it's always been casual. However, it's gotten progressively worse. I'm fine with casual, not sloppy. This has morphed into sloppy. But it got me thinking. I always enjoyed looking pretty. I want to wear nice dresses and heels when we go out. Yet I feel so awkward and overdressed next to him because the most I can get him to wear is jeans and a short sleeve. Sometimes I even keep a baseball cap on at nice bars and rooftop restaurants, generally any more fancy place. I'm losing my attraction to him. I feel embarrassed to be out with him. It's so attractive when I see men look put together. I go out and see men in nice dress shirts and slacks, and it's so masculine to me. Even a nicely fitted t-shirt and jeans are a turn on now. Just the fact that they aren't put some effort into their appearance. But my boyfriend's lack of care in his appearance is turning me off to the point where I refuse to go out to lunch with him today. I can't bring it up, or it turns into a fight about me nitpicking his clothes when I've never even asked him to change into something dressier. Just literally put on a different t-shirt, put on a different short, put on something damn underwear. I don't give a shit what you wear at home, but just please look in the mirror before we're leaving the house. But nope, it's still a day-long argument. Am I wrong to want a man that I'm proud to be in public with? I do love him, and I don't know if bad taste is a hill I wanted to die on, but damn it, why can't I just have a man that wears jeans? Yes, it's a hill to die on. Let me tell you why. Okay, you guys are young. Well, you're young. He's older than you. This is it. This is how he's gonna. This is it. So you, since you're way younger than him, okay, you start climbing the career ladder. You have company events. Okay, law firm. When I worked for law firms, we always had things. We had stuff in the summertime. We had the fanciest like holiday parties. I mean, just all out with caterers and stations and I mean, the bands, and not just like any old band. I'm talking about bands that made records here in the Bay Area, kind of bands. You know, big name bands that they was putting out a grip because they had the money. The parties were fabulous. Politicians and everybody would be there. Okay, then here you come with your dude in gym shorts and a raggedy t-shirt. You would be ostracized at work because they would think you're a fool and that you have no taste and that you're with an idiot that's going to hold you back professionally. So I'm gonna say this. I know you might love him. You might love him, but girlfriend, he's so old. He's way older than you, and he's already stupid. He's written. This is it. This is the best you're gonna get. You keep fighting, trying to change him. You can't change men. Stop wasting your energy. Change men. That's what you do. You can't change him, but you can change your choice in men and have a different man. You can have a man who has all the wonderful qualities that he does, and also who we could be proud to be around. I'm not going to be around somebody who embarrasses me in public. I'm not going to be around somebody who has no table manners and chews with his mouth open. I had a boyfriend like that. Well, I can't even say it was a boyfriend. We went on a couple of dates. Okay. And people go out to dinner, right? At first it was fine because we just had ice cream or something. It was simple the first couple of times. And then he took me out to dinner, and child, that boy sat across the table from me chewing with his mouth wide open, like, and you could see all the food. I lost my appetite, and it sounded like Ren Tin Tin. I just Lassie, some animal was eating across the table from me. I just couldn't take it, and so that was that. So I don't do well with being embarrassed like that. I don't want to hear you. I want to see your food, and I don't want to smell you, and I don't want you looking like a bum. Like I just found you at the homeless encampment or some shit. And this the best you could do, and you trying to go somewhere with me, and I'm all cute? No. So you have some thinking to do, but the main thing you need to think about is you've already put in whatever number of years you've been with this man trying to change him, and where has it gotten you? I'm going to repeat this for the young ladies listening, okay? You cannot change a man. Men will change themselves, but only when they want to. In spite of all of your arguing and all your logic and all your reason behind this, and even your compromises, he has not budged. That means this is how he wants to be. He wants to be a bum that walks around in shorts and raggedy t-shirts. And that's fine. He can do that. But you have to let him know that he's going to be doing that without you, and you deuced out. So you trying to make it sound like, this is a silly thing. This is a thing that could affect the rest of your life. People will not feel comfortable. If you're a social person, you're going to be uninvited to places because of him. invitations that you could have got to hobnob and network and improve your station in life will not come your way because of him. People will not want to invite you and your kids that you have with him any place because he doesn't know how to dress and they don't want to be embarrassed. And so guess what? That means you won't go either, and your kids would also suffer. So people who try to buck tradition on these kind of ways always make the people around them suffer. If you're not down with suffering, I suggest you do sound now. Yeah, dress appearance matters, no matter what people say. You don't have to be, all beautiful in the face, but if you notice, even the most unattractive men tend to dress really well. They dress nice. They have nice cut suits. They wear nice slacks. And you just because you're in Florida don't mean you have to wear gym. I mean, he could wear linen pants. They're very cool. A good airflow and stuff. He could wear that or some kind of linen blend and a nice shirt. They have silk t-shirts and other kind of stuff that wick moisture away. There's options here, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants to look like a bum, and so you need to get rid of him. I would not, girl, please. Nerly, I'm telling you, he was like, nah, 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 nah. I can't even do it because I don't have any food in my mouth, but I couldn't even, I tried to chew like that a couple of times to just, because I wanted to show my family what he ate like, and I was trying to make myself do, and I still couldn't pull that off. I don't know what kind of super jaw dude had, and what I don't know. And then the dude who took me to Atchafalaya Cafe for dinner one time, I will never forget that. I ordered a shrimp cocktail and ate the shrimp with the little legs on and everything. He didn't peel the shrimp. He just popped it in his mouth, ate the shell and all with the little wiggly legs still on there. And I'm sitting there looking at him too. This all happened when I was in Texas. And I'm like, oh, well, we shan't be doing this again. He crunching away, just crunch, crunch, crunchy crunch. And I'm just sitting there like, why is this happening? What did I do in my former life to deserve this? So, a lot of men just don't have good home training. That's all I can say. But you got to think about what I said, though. If you're on the up and coming up on your career, mates and coming to events is a big part of you being accepted into the inner circle of the corporate environment. You ain't going to go nowhere with this clown. Question number 8, female, 20 to 32 in London. I have been with my partner for a year now, and my eldest, 11, going on 16, doesn't like staying at my partner's house as they live an hour away. So my eldest can't play out and be in her own room, etc. when we stay at my partner's. How do I navigate this? I have already said that it's not like we should be sleeping over there all the time, but I don't really know what else to say. All she's interested in is playing with her friends and being on the phone in her bedroom, and I feel torn, but equally don't want my 11-year-old telling me what to do. Okay, let me just explain this to you, single mama. Your kids' comfort, especially a daughter, takes priority over your sex life. I'm going to tell you this. You want to go sleep over at some motherfucker's house? You get yourself a babysitter, put your daughter with her grandmother. You do something like that on that weekend or that night. Or you wait until that's the weekend that her daddy comes and gets her. Right? And then you go park yourself over that motherfucker's house. But to think that you should be dragging around an 11-year-old girl to the strange house of some man and that she's supposed to be okay with it, you have lost your goddamn mind. You don't bring little girls up in different, we trail them around all over town where you chase dick. That's not how this works. Your sex life and your child safety and comfort are two different things, and you need to be more worried about her safety and comfort than you do some dick. Let me just be blunt, because you tripping hard in London, England. You being real hella stupid right now. The message that you send to men when you do this kind of stuff is that they can do and demand anything from you, and you're going to be on their team versus that of your daughter. When you communicate that kind of message to a man, some men, not all, but some start taking liberties, doing inappropriate things, touching inappropriately, violating bathroom codes, shower things. You see where I'm going with this? And they know you're not going to say nothing because you already displayed the fact that you prefer him to your child's safety and comfort. That's the road that you're on right now. I'm going to pull your ass up real quick so you can stop this shit now. Okay? You don't go over there unless, like I said, she's going to visit with her grandmama overnight. and she's gonna be with her daddy. Then you could go over there, or you gonna get a babysitter and pay out of pocket for it. So either way, you figure that out. But don't you even think about dragging that little girl to that motherfucker's house ever again. That's not your husband. Even stepfathers are sus as hell in my eyes. But at least they've made, some of them are good and some of them are shaky. But this just some random boyfriend. Do you know what the statistics are on child sexual abuse for mama's boyfriends? It's sky fucking high because the mothers are stupid like you, and you don't put any kind of barriers between your child and some random that you just picked up and want to be chasing around for some dick. Man, if I could get to London and choke the shit out of you right about now, I would, because this is stupid. You are just, ugh. Man, at times like that, I wish I had some vodka in this cup. Yep, that package deal thing. I'm telling you, she's not presenting this right. She's not handling this well at all. She's supposed to be, like I'll tell you this. I don't know. I probably haven't told this story for a long time because this happened a long, long time ago after my husband died, right? And I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to do stuff, and so I went down to LA to visit a friend of mine and visit my brother and stuff. And my daughter was stayed at the house with my brother and his daughters and his wife, and we hit the town and all that. My brother and my friend. And so my brother took us to this party, and I met this guy, and he's like, "Oh, I've always wanted to come up to the Bay and this and that, blah blah blah." And so he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I was thinking about coming up there in a week or two. Is that all right?" I'm thinking, I don't care what you do. I just met you. I'm like, well, I mean, I guess. I mean, what do you want me to show you around or something? He's like, yeah, I thought that would be a good idea because I've never been there before. I don't know the area. I'm like, oh, okay, well, give me about, let's do it like 3 weeks or something. And, I'll have more time, right? We've got a couple of things planned. I'm busy. Okay, so this is the conversation we're having at the party. I just met this man. So then he says to me, I don't know, maybe an hour later, he's like, yeah, so where's some good places to stay up there? I said, oh, there's a bunch of, hotels and stuff in Oakland. None really close to my house, though, but there's some nice places down by Jack London and the waterfront and this and that in downtown and stuff. So then he's like, oh, I thought you was going to say I could stay with you. I said, what? Keep in mind, like I said, I just met this man. That evening, just met this man. And so he's like, well, I was thinking I could stay with you. I said, well, let me let me explain to you why that's not gonna happen. I have a little girl who at the time she was like 7, and I don't bring men into my house over my daughter. And he's like, well, what you trying to say? You think I'm a this and that? I'm not like that. I said, okay, but let me explain something to you. I don't know you. I don't know that. And sometimes people get in situations and they, turn like the exorcist and start doing some magical shit that they never said they thought they was gonna do before. But let me tell you, the way that I am, if you did anything to my daughter, even looked at her sideways, I would kill you and I would step over your body, and that would be that. I would not really give a damn about what you were talking about. And I said it with a straight face, just like that, like what? Yeah, like vanilla ice cream. It was that same kind of expression. And you should have seen his face. He's trying to think she's a sociopath. She would just do something to me. And I know I would. So I said, so, with all due respect, I don't mind showing you around and stuff, but you're not going to be around my child. And you definitely ain't coming up in my house. And that's just the way it's going to be. So you want to come, I'm not telling you can't come. It's a free country. And, I'll find some time to show you some of the sites in the East Bay or whatever. Maybe even go to San Francisco. But you're gonna stay in a hotel and you're not coming to my house and you're not gonna meet my child. And that's just the way it is. Well, dang, yeah. Okay, and that's how it is. I don't know, something about that whole, it was just so unsavory to me. Because just why would you trying to get up in my house like that around my daughter, and especially if I'm gonna be asleep and she gonna be asleep, and then I can't watch her because I'm asleep, and you were there? Oh, hell to the no. Hell to the no. So, that was it. He told my brother I was crazy and stuff. And my brother asked me what happened. And I told him he jammed dude up too. like, man, what the fuck you trying to do? I'm like, see, I done told you, you can't trust these dudes. You can't trust them. I don't trust them. It's just something about him. I can't even really put my finger on it. It's not what he said. It just had ick energy, And I'm a firm believer in energy, and I will make my decisions based on the vibe I get from you. And the vibe I got from him is that somebody would put me in whatever the female version is of San Quentin for murder. And so I'm like, best thing for us to do is for you to stay in LA and I'm gonna stay in Oakland. And it was nice meeting you. And so that's what happened. Question number 9, female, 35 to 41, from Toledo, Ohio. So my friend of 30 years recently celebrated a milestone birthday and turned 40. Oh, I went to the get together and was enjoying the night until she grabbed my phone and began to scroll through my texts with someone I've been seeing. He's quite an amazing guy, and I can see myself with him long term. She said that she was going to text him and started laughing about it. This is somebody 40 years old. I told her that she needed to give me back my phone, and she started getting quite mad about it. None of my friends or family have met him yet. It's only been a month since we met, and she seemed to think that she needs to vet him to make sure he's good enough for me. Not that I care about her opinion. I haven't received an apology for her behavior and have been keeping our conversation short because I'm not sure if I'm overreacting or underreacting to the situation. She has never thought any guy I've dated was good enough for me. Not that her opinion is one I have relied on. She has recently been through a lot of changes, including a breakup of a 17-year relationship, and she's been dealing with that by hooking up with randoms from dating apps. Oh boy. I finally told her to give me my fucking phone, and she relented, but the mood of the party changed, obviously, as no one's really seen that awkward, outwardly angry. I'm really struggling to figure out what to do next. I discussed it with my guy, and he thinks that she sees that I got a really good thing with him, and I'm happy, and she's more than likely jealous. We were supposed to go to a concert tomorrow, and now I'm sick, so I don't know if I'll even go, and if I do, I can't say if I want her to go with me at this point. I feel like my path is different from hers in this point in our lives, and I can't watch her destroy herself with losers. Drinking, she's diabetic, and generally not taking care of herself. I'm at a loss for what to do. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Again, communication, my dear. Just like I told an earlier person, you don't jump to conclusions. You don't assume that you know anything. You open your mouth and you ask questions. You get answers. I mean, you may ultimately come to the same conclusion that you don't want to be bothered with her, but at least you would be based on facts versus on assumptions and interpretations and whatever else is going on with y'all. So what you're going to do is sit down and say, look, we need to have a conversation. She might say, we don't have nothing to talk about. Okay, say, okay, well then this relationship is over. Hit her with that. Watch how quick she backpedals. Or she's gonna say, well, okay. Say, okay, I know that you went through this breakup. I know that you're reeling from it. I know this you're hurt. I understand all that. But how you're handling it is not really working. It's not working for you, and it's definitely not working for me. I'm concerned about you. You're diabetic, but all of a sudden you're drinking and stuff. And then you're just being all wild and crazy with all these weird dudes. Women are turn up missing and stuff, being ditches and whatnot with these randos. I mean, I'm concerned about you. What's going on? Now she might, tell you it's none of your business. She might break down crying and tell you, I don't know. I'm just, I'm really reeling. I'm just really upset. I'm really sad. This and that. You can recommend some therapy for her because the ending of a relationship is a lot like a life ending. Relationship, it has a life of its own, and when it ends, it's like a death. I mean, you have to mourn it. You have to mourn all the dreams that you had of a life with this person, how the relationship was going to be in your mind. And 17 years, that's a long time. Okay? That's a long time. So she's hurting. Okay? So try to have a little sympathy for her. Then you're going to talk to her about the phone snatch situation and say, well, what was that? That was a boundary violation. Don't you ever do anything like that to me again. Or, this relationship, we're going to have to really struggle to keep the relationship because that was remarkably disrespectful. And I just don't like it being talked to and treated like that. It's not anything I'm going to accept, no matter how hurt you are. So, you have to just talk to her like that. But thinking, be a little bit soft in the intro because, like I said, she's grieving just like if she had lost a parent or something like that. Okay, she probably don't know really what to do with it, and she's drowning her hurts in a bottle and in, being promiscuous with all these different dudes. So that's how she's dealing with it. It's not a very safe and sane and healthy way to deal with it. So, I want to redirect her to get herself on somebody's couch. And you could do that as her friend. But if she's not trying to hear it and she gets all rambunctious and whatnot, then you say, well, when you get yourself together, reach out. But I need to put some space between us right now before I say something to you that I might be sorry for later. I don't want to talk to you like that. I don't want to be, we don't want us to be like that. But that's where this is headed. So let's put some space between us. I'm not going to call you. And when after you get some therapy and, get yourself back together, then you can reach out and I'll be happy to hear from you. Click, block. Give her about 6 months and then unblock her. Question number 10, female, 22 to 27. She's Latino from San Antonio, Texas. Deb, I can't quite believe that I am in this situation, but my ex's girlfriend, the new girlfriend, has begun sending me psycho messages. My ex forced a child schedule that wasn't great for me a few years ago. Now is what we are all used to. He found a woman who can dump childcare on, and now she wants to change the schedule. I disagree because the new schedule would involve arrangements that I don't think are in my daughter's best interest, and she really doesn't want a change. It turns out that the girlfriend is driving this harassment campaign. She started texting me yesterday on WhatsApp and then was nasty to me in person, then complained by WhatsApp about my daughter disrupting what would otherwise be her free time. I blocked her, and now she has sent me an insane and ranting SMS. It's fairly clear that she thinks my life as a single mother is amazing, and I owe her something. I think that I should ignore her, but it's so confusing. How do you think I should handle this? You're not going to ignore something like that when she's complaining about your child. You need to involve the daddy in this and show him what's going on and say, look, I'm concerned. She's saying that, she's complaining about the daughter disrupting her free time. That means she's getting angry and she's going to have resentment. If she hits my child or does anything to my child, I'm going to beat her ass. I just want you to understand. And then if you try to interfere with me beating her ass, I'm going to beat yours too. So you better get yourself in gear here, dude, and check this bitch because she's just out of pocket, sending me all these crazy messages. The next thing I'm going to go file a restraining order on her. And guess what? When I do that, you won't be able to see your daughter. Or you won't be able to have her around the kid, one or the other. And if I get that because she's harassing me and threatening my child's safety, then I don't know what to tell you. You won't be seeing your kid unless you come to my house, and you won't be bringing that bitch. So that's what you need to tell him. Okay? Where's your Latina fire? You better spark up on him real quick or give him a little taste of something, because he just doing too much. And she just feeling all empowered because she thinks she got his ear. But you got the ultimate trump card, which is child court. Threaten him with court and say, oh, and then we need to review the child support order too while I'm in there. All of that. But that's how I would handle it. I wouldn't be going into no back and forth with her or something. I would be just saving all the evidence, and then I would be going to file a restraining order. But I would tell the daddy first, you just your one shot to do to fix this. That's going to be my next step, is going to take her ass to court and get a restraining order. And if she's messing with you, she can't be around the kid, that's going to fuck up your daycare situation and this change in child custody and visitation that you're trying to get. So you got a lot to lose here. You better rethink this shit and put your bitch in a choke collar. That's what you better do real quick. Oh, thank you, Diana. This is the rubber band look. I just needed it off my neck. It got hot again today. This is wild. Okay, question number 11, female. This is, how many questions did I say we had? 26 or something? 26, 27. I said at the beginning of the show, but now I don't remember. Hold on, let me see. Let me just double check. I'm trying to use my left hand and this is not working too well. Yeah, it looks like 26, 27, something like that. Anyway, tired of looking. Okay, so question number 27. She's 18 or 21 from St. Paul, Minnesota. My boyfriend's asking me to make huge changes. I need some advice about it. I'm going to try and make this straightforward, but my brain is all over the place. So my apologies because I know you hate long ass letters. You right. I am 20 and have been dating my boyfriend. He's 22 for nearly 2 years. We broke up once early in the relationship due to a big fight as a result of my deteriorating mental state. I was in a psych ward for a month and a half. Damn, is it with all these young people being all fucked up in the head? What's happening here? Admission was already planned regardless of the breakup. We got back together in August of last year and things have been great. He is such a good guy and I'm now at a loss for what to do. Okay, so what's the problem? The change happened suddenly over the last week and now he's saying I need to change or we can't be together anymore. Okay, he met somebody. That's what happened. He met somebody else. He says I need to come off the medication I take for my mental health. I've been diagnosed with ADHD and ASD. I'm very high functioning, so I take a low dose of antipsychotics and my stimulants. He has now suddenly decided he wants me to experience life raw and not be so dependent on them. I don't feel dependent, but I certainly feel more stable than I have in years. He wants me to quit my job and live with him. Says my schedule is too unpredictable and it is stupid to work when he can support us. I only work 3 days a week. I have asked if a compromise would be working the same days that he does. He says I should just be at home studying for uni whilst he goes to work. Finally, the one that scares me the most is that wants me to get my Mirena removed. It's a contraceptive device I don't use primarily for birth control. From the age of 12, I had debilitating cycles that would last 20 days and only stop for a week if I was lucky. Oh my. He thinks I need to have this removed, even when I try to explain what it would mean for me physically, and he says that he wants me raw dogging life with him and baby ready. He doesn't even want kids for a couple more years. Throughout these discussions, he's comparing my fear to a junkie being scared before they go sober. I feel like all of this is just way too much, but I love him so much, and he's the only person I've ever met that made me feel so loved and understood until now. I just need to know I'm not going crazy for not wanting to do this. If it was a gradual plan for the future, I would, but he wants this all now. I'm seeing my psych on Friday, so I would ask him too, but I need advice now because I feel so helpless. I don't want to lose him, but I can't lose any more of myself in the process of keeping him around. Let me tell you something. That phrase, I don't want to lose him, is the dumb bitch mantra of the world. You don't own a man. You don't keep him like a toy. They either stay with you because they want to or they don't. Okay, you don't have no control over that, no power over that. You don't keep a man. They keep themselves. That's why I say it's the dumb bitch mantra, because this dumb bitch I've ever met. Oh, I don't want to lose him. It's stupid. Okay, so get that out of your head. Number one, you don't have no power over that shit right there. Number two, this guy is going to put you at risk of a psychotic break and into a mental institution for who knows how long it would take you to get back on an even keel. What you do is you save yourself. Okay, fuck him, fuck this relationship. Save yourself because there's a goal here for him to get you in a state where you aren't functioning. Now, my suspicion in this era of sex trafficking would be something along those lines. And I know some people be like, your mind is something wrong with you. I don't care what you say. There's be no reason for a man who loves a woman and cares about her to want these kind of things where she would be vulnerable, at risk, no money, no outside contact, completely dependent on him, locked in a house and not on any medications. So he says, starts giving her something, right? That's supposed to be what she needs. The next thing you know, she's after man in there, pimping her. That's where my mind went in a situation like this. And now you might say, oh, he's not like that. I don't give a fuck what you say. Get yourself away from this fool immediately. Immediately. Pack your stuff while he's at work and go. Go. Go somewhere. But you're not going to stay here and you're not going to be in this relationship. And then when you go see your shrink, you can tell them what I said, and I'm sure we'll be in full agreement because now is the time for you to think about saving yourself, not him. Maybe I've just been around too many rogue motherfuckers, but I'm telling you, this is a setup for sex trafficking if I've ever seen one. Get away from this man. Get away from him. Quick. You only work 3 days a week and he don't even want you to do that. He don't want you to have no income. He wants to be completely dependent on him. See, then that's how they get you. Then they be like, oh, I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling. We can just do it just this once because, it'll help us. It'll help us. And then you, being since you off your meds and you're not thinking clearly, oh, okay, thinking that, well, I love him and he's not going to hurt me. And this is how we're going to survive, because I do need to contribute and I can't just be sitting here, right? And so that's how you get started. That's how many young girls get on the whole stroll just with that game, just like that. This is a fucking setup. I just feel it in my bones. Get away from this man immediately. Don't even say goodbye. Just pack your stuff and leave. When he's at work, get the fuck out. Okay? Get out. Whoo! My hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. I just feel it. I just feel that that's his ultimate goal. Because that's how they do. They just start all of a sudden, trying to close doors, close avenues of your independence, free thought, escapes. And the best way to get her to where he can manipulate her mentally is off those medications. You need to get out now before you start throwing your meds away. And then you do the option to keep taking them as removed from you because they won't be there. You won't have no job. You won't have no health insurance. You won't have any reason to leave the house. You won't have any escape. He will have you trapped there like a rat. Get out. Question number 12, female, 22 to 27, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Male, 28 to 34. I confronted my fiance on why he was liking so many of his female friends' pictures. One girl in specific that I caught him creeping on a few times, even though they haven't spoken in over a year. And he told me to go fly a kite. Oh, he did he? Oh. He then said to me that his biggest mistake was meeting up with me for coffee back in 2019, which is the night we met. Oh, he's saying, he just saying everything, huh? He has said some other hurtful things about me, like, who would want to bring someone like you around? No one would be proud to show you off. And if I knew you then like I know you now, I would never have been with you, and so much more. Honestly, he's been hurting me a lot, but this one comment he has made seems to make me want to turn my cheek. I feel unappreciated, unloved, disrespected, and I don't feel like I deserve that. We have a son together who's 8 months old, and I'm at a loss. I don't think someone who can talk to me like this, let alone walk away from me when I'm talking to him and then turning the lights off on me, loves me. I feel like he went too far this time and it hit a final nerve with disrespecting me and not treating me like a fiance. Okay. See, another woman, when somebody says that you a fiance, y'all lose your goddamn mind. You can't even think any signs of disrespect or whatever, you overlook them because all you can think about is fiance and wedding. That's all you can think about. Not everything that's in between, like how is he treating me and what kind of person is this that I would be marrying. You don't be thinking about that. You just think about, fiance. So these dudes they propose and give you a shut up ring just so they can put you in that situation so they can manipulate you and control you and abuse you. And you stay because you want the wedding. Like a dummy. So I'm going to tell you this. Get your kid, get your shit, and get out. You were stupid to have a baby. That's the main thing. I don't understand what the fuck you girls be doing, breeding with all these miscellaneous stray motherfuckers, having babies by idiots. Then you be stuck for 18, 21 years with a fool that you got to deal with, negotiate with, and have child visitation with, and consult with on stuff and all kind of drama. You could have saved yourself all that if you just not had a baby by some motherfucker that you wasn't married to. So fiance is not wife. You still could have had it out. But no, you just had to go be a breeder. Just being stupid. So now you and the baby gonna suffer the repercussions for that dumbass decision that you made. So get your shit and get the fuck out. And get on, go see whatever court it is and file for child support. That's it. That's all you can do. And be prepared for the drama that's coming, because he's gonna be able to yank your chain for the next 18 years using that baby. And you would have done that to yourself. Please. And get an abortion. That's what you should have done. Sitting around there having a baby with this fool. Question number 13, female, 22 to 27, Arlington, Texas. Boyfriend and I have been together for a year and a half. In the grand scheme of things, the relationship has been good, and we love each other. A few months ago, I found out that I was pregnant. Oh, here we go. I stopped the pill to get an explanation on implants and had a really bad reaction to it. Had it removed and was going to get a non-hormonal IUD a few weeks later. We used protection, so I don't really know how it happened. He was really excited. I was terrified and freaked out. Still am. I started staying with him most nights almost immediately after we started dating. After we found out about the pregnancy, I officially moved in, we got engaged, I quit my job to go back to school. Overall, everything has been great, but he goes through these phases every few months where he's in a terrible mood. He will start a fight with me and he will get into it pretty bad and won't talk for 2 to 3 days. Then he will apologize and we make up. So last weekend he was hanging out with his friends. He came home at 2 a.m. He woke me up and just to see what was going on. He immediately thought I was being an ass and starting to start a fight, which I really wasn't. Things got heated and he straight up choked me and hit my head against the wall a couple of times. I have some bruises on my arms. Oh. We made up, everything's fine, but internally I am freaking out and I don't know what to do. I'm pregnant with this child, terrified. I don't think I can do this without him. Never happened before. I don't know if it will happen again. Never thought it would. Me being pregnant really complicates things. I'm not sure what I realistically should do. If I do have to leave, he isn't just going to accept that, especially with me being pregnant. Any advice you could offer would be helpful. I haven't uh, said, told anyone, obviously. Too bad you in Texas. You need to get on a plane and go somewhere and get rid of that damn baby. That's what you need to do. And get rid of him and all these problems in one fell swoop. That's what you should have done. Even though he was happy, he most likely sabotaged your birth control because he wanted you to get pregnant. But now the reality is hitting him. The reality is hitting him, and now he does not want to be a daddy and he does not want to be tied to you. So he started abusing. What you should have done when that happened was got up and went straight to the police and filed a report for domestic violence on his ass. While the bruises were fresh and you being pregnant too, oh boy, that would have been just a good old time for him to get locked up and leave you with the time and ability to pack your stuff and move. So he wouldn't have been able to determine what you do because he would have been in jail. And since he did that and you were pregnant and he didn't really give a shit, don't think that's going to be the only time. Oh, no, that was just the beginning. That was just the start of the fun. This is going to become a regular occurrence. So what you might want to do, I don't know what kind of services they have. Maybe somebody here, knows what's going on in Arlington, Texas with with the support systems like there for single pregnant women who don't have a job and don't have no money. Stupid. And then they can put you in some kind of home or something and help you get back on your feet. You can sign up to put the baby up for adoption, and then you can go on with your life. What you don't want, since you didn't get an abortion in time, what you don't want is to be tied to this fool for the rest of your life. You just don't want that. Okay? You still in this phase where you think there's hope and all this stuff. He gonna kick your ass another time or two before you wake up. I can tell you that ditzy type that want to believe fantasies. But that trust me, that's what you should be doing is looking for some kind of battered woman shelter or something like that you can go to and get yourself back together and get her back on your feet, get a job, all this kind of stuff. And then stay all your ass off of social media and change your number so he can't be harassing you and find you. That's what you need to do. They'll give you more directions when you get to the shelter. They have different measures that they can do, work with police and all this kind of stuff to, help protect you and the baby. But I would start looking at adoption as well. And, if he doesn't want you to give the baby up for adoption, then he can take it. But you're not going to be involved. You're going to give him that goddamn baby and you're going to be done with both of them. That's what you're going to do. For your own safety, I'm telling you. So many women lose their lives in situations just like this, where the man is mad because he has to pay child support. And he's like, she's taking my money. They don't look at it like, this kid needs to eat. This kid needs medical care. This kid needs diapers and formula and clothes and stuff like that. They don't look at that. They look at you as being the source of the problem. So all their anger and frustration and stuff is directed at you, not the child, which, is fine, but, better you than the baby. But you see what I mean? They're not being realistic. They're in their head somewhere. So the best thing in a situation like that, when they want to try to dictate and control and all some stuff, give them their kids. Say, either I'm gonna give it up for adoption or you gonna take it. Which one do you want? So I've already signed away my thing. Or you could just lie and say that you don't know who the father is. That you did with some rando. You went to a orgy or something. And you're not sure. You don't know who it was. You don't know nobody. And then you just be the one to sign away and then just go on with your life. That would be what I would do. I wouldn't know nothing. Yeah, it's very sad. It's one of the reasons why I want to do that the webinar next month. I might have to move it though because till after the holidays, some stuff has come up, and so my time to prep for it is not. I don't have the time I thought I was gonna have when I first booked it. So I'm gonna have to move the date. It was set for November something, Sunday, I think the 9th or something. I'm gonna have to change it to after Thanksgiving to early December. But such is life. Okay, let's move on. Question number 14, male, 22 to 27. He's African American from Buffalo, New York. I found you on Reddit after I'd already posted this on forum. However, everyone there is young like me, mostly white, and I don't know much about real world issues as they impact young black males. So I'm writing to get your thoughts. Please help me do the right thing for both kids involved. Oh boy. I am 24 and my little brother and his female friend are both 15. We are all black. I moved out some years ago but recently got a call from my brother who's a freshman in high school. I know he has a crush on his little friend C since at least sixth grade. I met her a couple of times before, and she's a very nice girl. Basically, what happened from my brother's perspective is that he touched her behind publicly in front of people while she asked him to stop. Then he bragged about it to his other friends. Everyone cut him off, and he has been alone ever since. He is ostracized from his friend group for that stunt. It hit him hard today when he saw that they all went to the park without him, and that's when he called me. I feel like there's more to the story than what he told me, but I don't know. I don't have any proof, but their reaction seems very strong for just a brief touch, the way my brother explained it. So I really think it was worse and that he's hiding info, but I'm not for certain. Even still, I don't know what I know what he did was horrible, but he's just a kid who lost his entire friend group and needs help ASAP. What can I do or say to communicate the implications of his behavior and the consequences of this type of thing long term? Do I tell my parents what he did? Absolutely, you tell his parents because he's a minor child. He's their responsibility. Okay. And if this is hitting him as hard as you're saying, he may need some, he might not be able to handle the ostracism and be reeling from it and need some counseling or something like that. Your parents would be in a position to provide that for them. But what I suggest that you do first is sit your little brother down and you say, that's good that this happened to you, you little smart ass motherfucker, because what you did was sexual assault. And what we not going to have in this family is anybody who disrespects women in any way, shape, or form. That's why your friends don't want shit to do with your ass because you behave like a trash nigga. That's what you're going to tell him, and you're going to quote me. Okay? He needs some very, I mean, extremely rough, tough, and direct language. You want to act like a little thug? Let me talk to you like one. And you tell him what he did was so wrong. And then, okay, first of all, to did it when the girl said stop, he never should have done it in the first place. But definitely point two, by the time she said stop, he was supposed to stop. And then but he kept going. And then point three, then he turned around, disrespected her even more by running and bragging about the fact that he sexually assaulted her. So I want you to lay all that out for him because your little brother's acting hella stupid right now. And you tell him how you are just so disgusted, just like his friends, but you can't turn your back on him because he's family, but you want to because of the way he's acting. So where the fuck did you learn to do some dumb shit like that? So what you're gonna tell him is like, I'm gonna give you one chance. You gonna go to your friends and you gonna go to this girl and you gonna go in front of everybody because I'm gonna go with you to make sure you do it. And you're gonna sit there and you're gonna apologize to all of them for what you did and said. You're going to beg them for forgiveness and you're going to promise that you will never ever disrespect another woman as long as you live. That's what you're going to do. You don't want to do it, then I'm going to tell mom and dad, and then you better hope her parents don't press charges on you and you go to juvie for what you did, because that's worth getting catch a case for. And he's going to be sitting with his eyes big because he's 15, he don't think like that. Most likely he's been on these forums where they talk about all the weird stuff that they do to women and watching popcorn movies and all this kind of stuff, where he thinks that shit's okay. You need to pull your brother up straight. You should have been having this talk with him before anyway. What the fuck you been doing? You know, half of this is your fault. You the big brother. He's not gonna listen to dad. He's gonna listen to you. You should have been teaching these lessons way before that. He's going to high school. When he left middle school to go to high school, you should have sat down and had this conversation with him. Because that's when everybody's hormones start flooding and bodies start changing, and little boys need guidance and instruction. Big brother, and you didn't give him none. So now this is the result. So you still have the chance to fix it though. I'm just disgusted at both of you. Him for being just trash and you for being stupid. I swear, this is just ridiculous. But that's what he needs to. He's going to have to publicly apologize in front of everybody, ask them for forgiveness, and promise to never do any dumb shit like this again. He's never going to disrespect another woman as long as he lives. Make sure he says that sentence, and then he can go forward from there. And then he's going to be that girl's shuttle. You know what a shuttle is? Everything she wants, his ass is going to get it for her. She going to sit down in the cafeteria, she needs a lunch, he going to run and get it for her. When it's snack time and she wants something from the snack bar, he going to run and get it for her. If she wants something to drink, he going to run and get it for her. And he's going to pay for it out of his money. And that's going to be for the next 3 months. You make sure he understands that. Till the semester or whatever ends. That's his job. That's how he's going to make amends. In the real world, what do they call it, Diana? Retribution or whatever. But, my mind is, Diana's in law school. She know the term. I'm struggling here. But whatever it is, the penalty, he needs to pay it. And that's going to be he's going to be her shuttle. He needs a punishment. And I think the parents do need to know, but you tell them after you've already resolved the issue. You tell them what you did to handle it and say, if he seems to be struggling, you might need to find him some therapist. But I think I've handled it. This is what I did. And this is what I made him do. And so the matter's handled. Please don't bring it up to him unless he brings it up to you, kind of thing. But they do need to know. Okay, but you're going to be responsible, big brother, and you're going to make sure in the future that you talk to your brother about shit before he gets in that situation. Okay? I don't know what you was doing. Restitution, okay. Yeah. That's going to be his restitution, little monkey. Question number 15, male, 18 to 21. He's African-American from Fayetteville, North Carolina. My best friend is starting dating a girl I had a strong crush on. We're all 21 years old and in college. Logically, I can't get mad because he didn't know about my crush on her. I never said anything because I suspected that she likes him too, and I didn't want to ruin my relationship with either one of them. However, I now find myself avoiding them both, and they keep asking me why. I want to keep them as my friends, but I can't stand seeing them together. What do? You slap yourself and get over it. You're being stupid right now. This is when you're 21 years old. You're too old for this. Let me explain your immature little ass. You already said right here that you knew that she liked him and he liked her. So the fact that you liked her too is irrelevant because you don't get to decide who she's with. She does. She didn't pick you. She wasn't interested in you, and she's obviously never been interested in you. So all this fantasy emotions and shit that you having is stupid. Get over it. Get over it. She didn't pick you, and that's just the way it works in the real world. Women decide who they want to be with, and it wasn't you. You didn't shoot your shot and get shot down. You didn't do shit. You just admired her from afar, and now you're going to try to have an attitude? Nobody knew. You didn't even get rejected. You didn't do shit. You just sat there like a lump on a log. So this is your fault. It would be different if you had shot your shot and she said, no, I like your friend over there. But then you could be in your feelings. But you can't be in your feelings for something that never happened, that you never even attempted, you never tried, and you never told nobody. You realize how silly you sound right now at 21 years old in Fayetteville, North Carolina? Boy, if you don't stop this, get a crush on somebody else. Get a crush on somebody who likes you back. Question number 16, female, 22 to 27, mixed race from Des Moines, Iowa. The male in question is 22 to 27 and he's white. Oh, okay. My boyfriend and I have been together for a year. Some girl has been showing up to his work every day and asking him for his phone number and to go for coffee with her. He declines politely as he's working and she's technically a customer. But then one day he texted me that he went for coffee with her after work and they exchanged phone numbers and she had just moved here and was so nice. But what made my stomach turn is that he refuses to tell her that he has a girlfriend because he doesn't want to make her upset or make her uncomfortable. Oh, I told him that he was in the wrong for that and was essentially leading her on, and they stopped talking. Later on, his aunt, who I'm extremely close with, tells me that he says I'm so jealous and crazy if I don't let him have girlfriends and I control his life. I'm starting to feel like I'm in the wrong. I'm the wrong one here, and it sucks. What should I do? You should cuss him out. Cuss him out because, okay, this is the kind of thing, I'm a big one for, I'm telling you, mirroring energy. The next thing I would have done is I would have had a coffee date with some fine ass dude who wanted my number, and oh, but he's so nice. What's the problem? You do it, I can do it too. We can have friends of the opposite sex. And then you start talking about your friend and texting with your friend and giggling on the phone with your friend and all this kind of stuff, and telling him, hold on, my friend so Danny is texting me and calling. You got to give him a taste of his own medicine, because he doesn't seem to understand the ramifications of this behavior, hiding the fact that he is alleged commitment elsewhere, is trying to set himself up so he can have both women. That's what he's trying to do. So I would do that first, and then I would break up with him. But first, he needs to be dogged out. He needs to have his face cracked. He needs to have his feelings hurt. He needs to have done to him what he's doing to you, so he can see what it feels like. Then you break up with him, because this isn't going nowhere. The fact that he thinks it's okay to even treat you that way shows that this relationship is over. His interest has switched from you to her. Okay, accept it. Dog him first, then leave. Question number 17. This is a female in the 22 to 77 age group. She's African American from Grand Rapids, Michigan. The male in question is African American as well, also 22 to 27. My best guy friend of 10 years made a move on me a little over a month ago, and we've been, quote, dating, ever since. I put that in quotes because we haven't made it official quite yet. He asked me how I felt about him moving in with me before possibly moving out of state altogether when my lease is moving out of state together when my lease is up next summer. Okay, so this is what, October? Could that be about 8, 9 months? Okay. He lives about 50 minutes away, and I have a small one-bedroom apartment in the city, and he comes to visit about every other weekend. He would just move some stuff in and pay half the rent, so it wouldn't be a hassle and it'd be easy for him to move out if things don't work out. I'm mostly shocked because I wasn't exactly sure how he was feeling about me. He has a hard time expressing emotions. I wasn't sure how he was feeling about the transition from best friends to boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. I really like how things are going and would not mind spending every day with him, but is this absolutely insane? I've known him for so long, and he doesn't strike me as a person that would move this fast, even bring this up before making things official. So I'd love to hear your and the squad's thoughts. Worth mentioning that we've gone on a few vacations together this year, and everything has been an absolute blast. He feels like home. Am I crazy for even considering it? What things should I take into consideration before making this decision? What you should take into consideration is, why would you be doing that when he only lives less than an hour away? I could see it if he lived in the next state or something. Like, from LA to up here, it's like, 8 to 10 hours, depending on which part of LA you're in. It might take you 2 hours to get from one part of, Los Angeles County to the other part before you start really on the road up to Northern California. But, you don't do this. Don't do this. You guys just switched over and he already trying to move in. Something don't sound right. I don't know. I mean, you say he's living, 50 minutes away. Well, what's his living situation? Does he have his own place, or he's living with his parents or something? Well, I mean, what's going on why he's in such a push to move in with you after y'all just started going, um, moving transition over to boyfriend girlfriend a week or 2 or 3 ago or something? I'm not feeling dude at all, so you just tell him no. I don't want to do that. Just keep things the way that they are, and we'll see what happens. But no, I don't want you moving in here. Okay, that's what you tell him. Question number 18, female, 22 to 27. She's white, from Raleigh, North Carolina. Male, same age group, same racial ethnicity. I'm 25 and I went on my first date after 7 months without going anywhere. The guy I went out with is about my age and he's cute and nice enough, but he put basically no effort into our dates. For example, date number 1 started off kind of rocky. He invited me to a park shortly before dark after his evening run. What? does that? I suggested we go to a bar, but he forgot his wallet, etc. Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes he's going for a run. He's not going to be carrying a whole bunch of weight. Date number two, he basically just wanted to get busy and leave, whereas I wanted quality time to see if we are compatible enough on a personal level for a relationship. Flash forward, I went to my volleyball meetup, and there's a guy I'm extremely attracted to. I think he's one of the most handsome men I've ever met. We've been playing together a few weeks. He's okay. She talks about how lovely he is. As a teammate, he supports everyone, tries to motivate everyone. He's so positive. He makes me laugh. I flirted with him. I gotten his number. I just gave him signs I'm interested. I don't think he's interested in me any more than friends, though. But today when he saw me, he smiled and said, "There she is," and gave me a warm feeling in my heart. And when I got knocked over by another player, he came rushing over to pat me on the back and ask if I was okay. And it made me feel so cared for, and I was just so happy and comfortable around him. It actually inspired me to break things off with the date guy, because I was like, if I can feel this strong about a guy, I should be with someone like that who's more excited to be with than someone who feels neutral about. Okay, she used a whole bunch of words to say she don't like him that much. That's what feels right for me, but many people have told me that 1 or 2 dates isn't enough time to know if you like someone, that people can grow on you, etc. What do you think? I think dump him. That's what dating's for. Okay, you said the first 2 dates you had 2 dates with him and they weren't impressive. He just wanted to get busy and he didn't want to spend no money. Because I mean, he wanted you to meet him in a park at dark so he could do it in the bushes or something. What the fuck was that? Why would you go to a park at dusk to meet somebody after they finish running and they're all sweaty and musky? He don't have no money. He might have one key. I used to tie my key to my shoelace because I didn't even want the weight on me. And then I didn't have any credit cards or nothing and stuff on me. I'm out to for a run. So to try to go somewhere, I don't have any. I mean, that would be true. Who cares about a big ass wallet full of credit cards and stuff when they're on a run? Nobody does that. So I mean, that was gonna be out, but he could have said, "Well, I can't do it right now. Let's set something up for tomorrow or next week or something like that." But he didn't. He just wanted to come to your house and get busy. So he's trash. So just get rid of him. This is not even a discussion as far as I'm concerned. Question number 19, male, 38 to 42. He's African American from Newport News, Virginia. How can I tell a woman I like that she has bad breath without losing the opportunity to get something going with her? Oh, God. What is this with people and their grooming, their hygiene being all fucked up? She's 38, I'm 42. She's very cute and has great personality, but I can't see myself asking her out if her breath continues to turn me off. I see this person on a regular basis and really enjoy spending time with her. She has made it obvious that she likes me and I really like her as a person. It's frustrating though because I want to talk with her more and even ask her out, but I keep getting stopped in my tracks when she's speaking too close to me. Dude got to hold his breath like, however, I don't want to offend her or ruin our friendship, but I know she needs to fix this if anything's going to happen romantically. Help? I wonder if it's her diet. Maybe she got bad teeth. Maybe she's constipated. I would say this. What's the best breath mint? People use Tic Tacs and all this kind of stuff. Offer her one every time she comes close to you. And she's going to be like, oh, no, thank you. And then say, no, I insist. And she's going to say, are you trying to say I have bad breath? And you're going to say yes. Something I've noticed. I don't know if it's a medical problem or a dental problem or if it's a dietary problem, but it's very noticeable. She's going to be all embarrassed. She's going to say, oh my God, why didn't you tell me? And you're going to say, I didn't. How do you tell somebody that? Altoids? Okay, there you go. Altoids. Whatever you got to do, you better offer her something so you could have this conversation. You need to do something. But I mean, at 38, it seems like she would know she needed to take her ass to the dentist, get her teeth checked out. I don't even know what to say. Question number 20, female 18 to 21. She's Asian from Taiwan. The male in question is 22 to 27 and he's white. Taiwan. I don't know if we had a letter from there in a minute. A few months ago, I met this guy on an online game and he seemed like a really cool person. We added each other and we began chatting pretty often. He was really cool at first, but as time went on, he became a lot more obsessive. For example, I went away on a trip for a few days and I told him I'd be gone maybe a week and he seemed fine with that. I barely checked my phone while I was gone, but after spending a whole day out, I returned to the place I was staying, checked my phone, and saw 10 missed messages from him saying things like, "Are you okay? What happened? Did I do something wrong? Oh, I guess you hate me now," and a few more odd messages similar to those. I answered back saying that I was okay, and he said more things on lines, "Oh, thank God. I was scared. I didn't know what to do if I lost you." So some pretty interesting messages. Oh no, he would have got the blockety block on that alone. But let's see how you handle things. That was the start of when I started to notice he became a bit more obsessive. Over the next few days, he sent more worried messages, and he began to constantly send "I love you" and deleting it. The reason I noticed is because the app we use to chat shows the messages under my notifications tab when they were sent. I see the original message with him saying "I love you." Then when I go into the app, I see he edited the message and deleted it. I also want to emphasize that I made it very clear that this was nothing more than a friendship. He even knew I was into girls. Oh, plot twist. He's now saying stuff about how he's thinking about moving halfway across the world to come live in my country to meet me. I'm not comfortable talking to him anymore, and I'm genuinely nervous that if I stop talking to him, he might do something. I could really use some advice. Thank you very much for taking the time to read this. I really appreciate Candace choosing my letter. Okay, so she knows about Candace, so she must watch. I'm gonna say this, young lady. This guy, I don't know what his game is, claiming that he's halfway across the world. He may not be. You know what I mean? Because just because that's what people say online, that don't mean it's true. He might already be in Taiwan, trying to figure out who you are and all this kind of stuff. What I would say, you say you're not comfortable talking with anymore, so just make up an excuse. Tell him you met somebody. Tell him, you got back together with your ex. That was my favorite. I got back together with my ex. What they gonna say? Well, but he mistreated you. Yeah, he did, but I still love him though. I still love him though. I just want to give it another chance. He's been my boyfriend for so long. All that old dragon drama that you always be talking. I'll be pulling that shit out and hurling at the men because I want them to go away. Just go away. Understand that there's no chance for you ever again. And you just tell him that and then block him. That's gonna be your reason to block him because you don't want your man to get jealous. And you block him. Okay? But that's how you set that up. Don't be nervous. And if you need to, you got a brother or somebody that can hop on the phone and pretend to be your boyfriend, uncle, anybody, classmate, somebody to get on the phone and say, yeah, we decided to get back together, this and that, blah, blah, blah. What's he going to do? You know, a tongue scraper. Well, people, they could scrub their tongue with their toothbrush if they would do it. You're supposed to brush your teeth and your gums and your tongue. Oh, my shoulder's killing me. Okay, question number 21. Female, 22 to 27. She's black, from Chicago. I'm currently in labor and I've been in labor for the last 4 days. Oh, I'm in so much pain. I haven't been progressing and I haven't had any sleep because the doctors are running in and out. I'm just over it and stressed out. I tried to voice my frustration to my partner and he makes it about him, complaining that he's tired and why am I mad at him? I keep telling him I'm not mad. I just need him to hear me and be there for me. And he still once again makes it about him, complaining about his feet hurting. And I'm the one sitting there going through the most trying time to bring our baby into this world. Okay, let me just say this right now because I'm pissed. You stupid. You young girls having babies with these tawdry, ignorant ass niggas are driving me crazy. What the fuck? Why do you keep doing this? You see just thousands of women that it's not worked for. The kids don't have a daddy. It's a hot mess. Yet you just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Just keep doing it. What the fuck are you doing? And then now look at you. And so many black women die in childbirth. I mean, I'm hoping that you made it through this letter. We just got it in here. But, I'm just like, this is just fucks me up all the time. How many millions of women do you need to see the example that this is some stupid shit to do before you guys realize that it's stupid and don't do it? Stop having babies with miscellaneous random motherfucker fools. You don't do that. Even husbands sometimes don't deserve it to be reproduced. So some rando don't deserve it. What the hell are you doing? You're fucking up your life and your body and everything else. your opportunities to live and everything, to be free, because some miscellaneous idiot put a baby up in you. You're supposed to suck that shit out or fling yourself down some stairs or give it away or whatever you're going to do. You don't be suffering because of a nigga. I wish I would. Okay, so here we go. Oh, so she's complaining. Oh, he's tired. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I skipped some. I just went on my rant. I'm mad. He is complaining, saying he's tired, but I'm the one who hasn't slept in 4 days because every 20 minutes another doctor is coming in to reassess me and take vitals, etc. Ugh, I'm just highly frustrated. He never gets in and looks at it like I'm mad at him, not like, hey, my girlfriend is going through a lot. Let me be there for her. Any advice? Like I said, I gave advice in advance. This is too late now, but this is going to be your life. Okay, this is going to be your life. Everything that requires responsibility and obligation, time and commitment is going to be on your shoulders. So this baby that you having, even if he's there physically, you're going to be the sole party responsible for it. So even if he's there, you're still a single mother. It's going to basically you're going to have two kids because he's just a big ass baby right there. He's already proven it. He's useless. He wants all the attention for himself, and this kind of guy is dangerous to have around a child because children, especially little infants, they need. They can't do anything. They're helpless. They can't do anything for themselves. You got to turn them over. You got to feed them. You got to burp them. You got to give them water. You got to give them food. I mean, nursing them, changing them. Also, it's constant contact and constant attention with the infant, except when it's sleep. And he's used to having you all to himself. He's gonna throw a fit. He's a big baby as it is. This is not gonna work. You made a gross error in judgment. This is a hot mess. You got a baby man and you're gonna have a baby. Question number 22. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from Spokane, Washington. I'm finding it so difficult to set boundaries with my ex, even though I have zero romantic or physical interest in him. That's probably part of the problem since I have moved on and would be fine if we never talked again. But he seems to depend on me emotionally. He treats me like his emotional support person, someone he can share whatever's on his mind. I don't mind chatting a bit here and there when there's something to actually discuss, but now I feel like I'm still his girlfriend in some way. I don't want him to report me to his daily activities, for example, what he's going to eat that day. I don't do the same to him, but he thinks it's normal like it was back when we were together. Some days I don't mind him spamming me with his mundane everyday life activities, videos, memes, etc. But most of the time I find it strange and exhausting. If I don't reply, he just doubles down with messages, which is annoying. The more he wants to keep in contact with me, the less I want to keep in contact. The whole relationship feels so one-sided. I guess I need someone to assure me it's okay to set a new boundary. Are you kidding me right now? What is the key word here is X. Why did you block him? See, I don't understand you people who break up with people and you don't put any kind of boundaries in place and just let them still continue to have free access to you. Block this motherfucker. Better yet, change your number. Okay, change your number, block him on all your social media and your email, everything. Block him. You had the power to do that months ago and you didn't do it. Just acting like a damn doormat. Sit there letting him walk all over you and continue to use up your energy and stuff and waste your time right to me when you could have been using your block feature on your phone. That shit pisses me off. It's like, what the hell is wrong with these girls? Yeah, sucker is true. Just what's wrong with you? That you have to write a complete stranger to ask for reassurance that blocking an idiot from your life is what you should be doing. Little girl, if you don't go call your carrier and change your number tomorrow, tonight, whenever, and get rid of this fool out of your life, then that means you want to be bothered. That's the way I'm gonna look at it. You like the bullshit. You want the bullshit to continue. There's nowhere in this world. My exes, I've had the same phone number since I don't know 90 something. I have the same phone number. I just change it around from carrier to carrier, but it comes with me. And on my phone, you know how you can't have the same name? So I have do not answer 1 through 70 something. And I look at them and I'm like, I wonder who these people are. I don't know who they are, but it don't matter because when it pops up and it says do not answer 57, I don't answer. I follow instructions. I'm very obedient. So they're blocked, do not answer. So I don't answer. So they'll never get me, ever. And since they do not answer, even if they sent a text, it would still say do not answer. So I wouldn't respond. So either way, they go to the hot place, which is the hell of my phone, and I don't pay them no mind. You need to do the same. Stop letting him bend your ear and use your energy and time up, please. He need to be paying you. Question number 23. How many did I say we had? 27? Oh, 26, 27? Whatever it is, it's too many. It's a lot. Okay, here we go. Question 23. Female, 28 to 32, black, from San Jose, California. The male in question is 35 to 42, and he's Asian. Oh. My coworker and I have known each other for about 5 months, and we've been enjoying each other's company. In addition to getting coffee together, we've been meeting outside of work too, though only a handful of times. I was wondering when would be a good time to pop the question, as I'm unsure if I can ask him out for more romantic hangouts like dinner or movies, which I wouldn't ask a coworker or friend for. On weekends when we are apart, he texts me saying he's thinking about me or calls me to ask what I'm up to. But I never have the courage to ask him to meet up because I'm not sure what we are. Why do you have to be anything? Okay, let me address this. So when is a good time to ask this question? I don't want to ruin our friendship or make things awkward at work in case our feelings are not mutual. Please help me figure things out here. Thanks. You 28 to 32 and you working in San Jose, so I know you in a tech company or some law firm. You doing something and trying to act dumb. Okay, girl. The man texts you on the weekend, okay? You got to realize that as a man and you guys work together, he's at risk of being looked at as having a sexual harassment charge on him or something like this. So he's being very cautious. He's been cautious because of the fact that you all work together. So if you want anything to go down here, it's going to have to come from you. Okay? Just understand it. That's why he's being very superficial and cautious. So when he texts you on the next weekend, don't do anything about work. The next time it's a weekend and he calls you to ask what you up to or text you that he's thinking about you, saying, I was thinking about you too. You don't have no game. Where's your feminine wiles? Oh, I was thinking about you too. I was thinking about, I really would like to see you today. And then he's going to be like, well, what are you up to? You're going to say, whatever you want me to be up to. And then he's going to be like, oh shit, wait a minute. It's on like Donkey Kong. And then he's going to be like, well, I was thinking about going here, going there. Would you like to join me? And you're going to say, yes. What time? Shall I meet you there? And he's going to be like, yes. And then you're going to get cute. And then you're going to get in your little car and you're going to go. And now this thing here where you're talking about what we are, what the fuck are you, 16? You're not nothing. You're co-workers. Okay, you're going and you're exploring something. But why do you want to try to put the man in the chokehold and put a label on the shit and you all ain't even been really on a date yet? You tripping. Slow your roll. Do what I told you. You got to give him the courage to take it to the next step and let him know that it's okay, that you're welcoming his approach. That's what I'm telling you. I know that's what it is. That's why he's being so cautious. Because you guys work together, he's not trying to get a charge. It may be thinking that he's the one that's misreading your interest. So he's being extremely cautious. So you have to take the bull by the horns if you want to, get something going with dude. He's open for it. So, just make your move. As they say, shoot your shot. I'm just trying to say, honey, girl, I would have already. I don't waste my time like that. Once I set my sights on, I was like, oh shit, he fine as fuck. And we had coffee a couple of times. I've been like, so when you gonna ask me out? I'm very direct. And then he's been like, oh, is that what you want? I thought that would be so ideal. I dream about that, as a matter of fact. I thought that would be the best. Do you agree? What you think? Where should we go? Where you want to go? What you like to do? And then he'd be like, oh. I talk shit. You know what? I like the date. I like the working up to the date part. And, you know, all of this flirtation and all this stuff, that's the part that I like. But, you know, once it gets into the real relationship where they start getting on your motherfucking nerves, I don't like that part. Then I'll be ready to just dip out. But I like this part, you know, the intrigue and, you know, getting my flirt on and watching them turn red when I say outrageous things to them. And that just makes me just, you know, it just makes my day when I can just drop one of my little Deb lugs on them. And they be like, oh my God. And then they turn red. And they're like, oh, she's just, why is she doing this to me? Because I can. But yeah, just have fun with it. You just being way too serious. I'm telling you, as soon as he tells you he's thinking about you, you gonna say back what? Say it with me. I was thinking about you too. That's gonna drop his tension level down a notch. Or if he calls you and say, "What you up to?" I'll be up to whatever you want me to be up to. What you thinking? Girl, you better get your flirt on. It's not like you a little teenager. Shit, your ass is in the 28 to 34 age group. And he's 35 to 42. You old. Okay, get this shit on the road and stop all this playing around footsies, little kitty shit. Let's do this. Question number 24, female 22 to 27 from Denver, Colorado. I'm 23 and have been seeing my boyfriend. He's 27 for 6 months. At the start, he asked me what I value slash look for in a guy, and I said I was big on hygiene. Over the last few months, I felt comfortable to talk to him about my health anxiety too. Idiot. We've had conversations about him brushing his teeth more and going to see a dentist and his overall health. But when I talk about how anxious him neglecting his health makes me feel, he goes silent and says he'll try, but he never does. It feels like he's just trying to shut me up. And when I say I'm cleaning my teeth, will he sometimes come with me? It's so much mental energy, but he doesn't seem to understand how it makes me feel. I know he's had an ex in the past that was nasty about the way he looks. And I've tried to explain that I'm not wanting to change the way he looks, although visible yellow stuff on his teeth isn't pleasant. Oh my God, are you kidding me? It's more that the thought of him being sick in pain or having a lower quality of life in the future stresses me out from living in a family that demanded so much of me and made me give up stuff to look after everyone else. He keeps saying that he doesn't care about being healthy because he'd rather enjoy all the nice things like sugar, etc. But I'm not asking him to give anything up. I just wish he'd understand I care about him and I don't want to end up with gum disease. Please help me. I don't know how to talk about this with him productively. It makes me want to shut down every time I think about it. I'm trying to figure out what it is that you're trying to do, trying to change this man into being what you want him to be instead of accepting that this is the way he is. He want to eat candy and junk food and whatever, and he don't want to brush his teeth. Whereas you, on the other hand, he doesn't care about his health. He admitted that. Whereas you say that's one of your core values. That means you two are incompatible. Why don't you understand what you express right in front of your face? This is not anyone that you should be with. You're going to be constantly stressed out because his values are completely different from yours. He's not going to change. Ooh, you young girls kill me. It's not even that he's funky. I mean, you know, it's his teeth. He doesn't have good dental hygiene. But it's more the fact that she seems to be a stickler about this health thing. And he says he's fine with it. He doesn't want to be healthy. He wants to eat sugar and junk food. He said that to her. It's right here in the letter. So if a man, you say that's your core value, health and concern for health and, you know, teeth and all stuff, which, you know, you can have messed up gums and you can end up with heart, you know, the bacteria attack your heart valve. And then, you know, you end up with heart disease behind fucked up teeth. The two are connected. So, you know, she's looking at being, if she married him and being a young widow, because he done ate cookied himself and donated himself to death. And then, you know, what would be the point of that? The man has told you who he is. Accept the reality. Okay, move on. This ain't the man for you. You need one of them gym rat, gym rat health nut types of dudes that eats like alfalfa sprouts for every meal. Oh, wheatgrass and shit. That's what you need. That's what you need. And then you'll feel okay and secure. That's what you need. Question number 25. This is a female in the 20 to 35 age group from Chattanooga, Tennessee. The male in question is in the 35 to 42 age group. My boyfriend of just over a year lives in a house with his dad, his older brother, the dad's partner, the brother's partner, the brother's partner's 12-year-old kid, And then there's the two of us. Okay, so that's what, like 900 people? Then 5 to 6 dogs. Then we are sharing 2 bathrooms between 7 people. More like really one, because 5 people, because the second bathroom is inside the master bedroom of his dad's bedroom. I'm there on weekends often to appease him, and it's not enough. It gets loud, especially on the weekends with yard work and landscaping. On weekdays and weekends, his dad sleeps at 9 o'clock, and thus we must whisper the rest of the night. I slept over his house on Friday. He wanted to stay at his house the entire weekend, so I went back to my house. I love his family. I do not like the mental stressors that come with it, though. I live in a very quiet condo. There are 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms for me and me alone. I have 2 cats and 1 dog. And when I go to visit and sleep over at his house, I leave the cats at the condo. I love my cats. I want to be home with them more. I want to be in my own house. He has assured me that my condo is also his home. I think that's him just trying to placate me. But what gives? He doesn't pay rent at either my house or his own. I would think that he'd want to spend some time alone with me. A lot of friends suggest he might be uncomfortable with the fact that he doesn't technically hold a title to my place. We are not on the same level financially. I've been salaried for a couple of years now, while he only has 2 part-time jobs. Am I not in this guy's future? Why would you want to be? Let's start there. What about him makes you want to be part of this life, this circus that this fool is living, where he don't pay no bills, only works 2 part-time jobs, and he's a grown-ass man, older than you? He's a bum living in a dog and flea infested environment with 900 people. You can't do no better than this. This is the best you can do. You who owns your own condo and you're younger than him, where you live by yourself and you pay the mortgage, and you think that you would want a future with this waste of energy individual. Why does he prefer going to a fully packed house? He wants me to sleep over at his place more often like I used to. But I honestly don't feel comfortable going there anymore. I have various reasons, but the main one being it's not my place and I highly value my privacy. I feel like a teenager camping out at home that isn't mine when I'm over there. Okay, she put a whole bunch. Okay, let me skip all that. It's affecting my mental health. I feel like a kid each time I'm in that household, and I don't like feeling like I'm camping out. I'm subjecting myself to a small bedroom of limited privacy over my entire condo with 2/3 of my pets that need my attention now that I live alone and without a roommate. Last year I had a roommate who would keep the cats company on the days I would sleep at his place. It's been a year of this, and I'm over it. I just want to be at home. I'm okay with visiting in the afternoon and evening, but not sleeping over. Just get rid of the whole man. Throw the, as they say, throw the whole man away, along with his dust bunny family and them raggedy dogs and all that drama and all the people using one bathroom. I don't understand what you're doing here. It's like slumming. Child, let me tell you about me. This one time, okay, I met this dude, right? This was in my wild days before I had any sense. And so I don't know, we went out a few times, and I mean, seemed cool. I mean, he was cool, a little more hood than I was used to going out with. Because even though I'm a little hood rat, I always dated like the Poindexter types, right? But he was, like a major hood rat. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So he takes me over to his aunt's house where he lived. Now, most times you got an auntie, they have like the plastic covered sofas, you know what I'm talking about, and the crochet doilies, and I mean, it just looked like old people shit. So the living room did look like that, just like I thought. But then you go down this hallway, right, into the back where he slept with one of his cousins. Child, this was just something like out of one of them hillbilly movies. Mattresses on the floor. They to put private. They had blankets hanging up or something. I'm looking at this right, and I'm thinking, surely you jest. It's like the whole back of the house was some kind of red makeshift addition or something. So because it didn't look like the rest of the house, it looked like some pieced together shit that somebody had just thrown up there with some nails and some spare wood. And he's there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we could be over here." I'm like, "No, no, we can't. I have to go." And I left, and that was the last time I saw him. And we had fun together, and so he was a real good dancer. He was a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. But that's where it ended. I'm not staying nowhere that looks like I'm starring in a hillbilly movie. Deb's not. I'm not about that life. I need to be comfortable. And I'm looking at them floorboards and shit, and I'm thinking this shit. There might be some vermin jumping in here or some kind of critters. Like I don't do critters and I don't do vermin. So I was like, boop. I went to the auntie. I said, thank you. You know, you have a lovely home. And I left. At least I remember my home training. But you think I wasn't going to eat shit at that house? I wasn't going to stay in that house. I wasn't going to pee in that house. Nothing was going to happen where I had to be like in a vulnerable state in that hot mess place. Child, I'm telling you, I did. I was like, I have some hood in me, but I say, I can't deny it, but there's limits because my parents, even though we lived in the hood, my dad made a great effort. We owned our own home. He remodeled it well. We always had our own bedroom. It was fixed up nice, had nice furniture. I mean, my brothers went to private school. I didn't want to go, but I went to, like a academic high school. And, so we went on nice vacations. My mother always had a nice car. I mean, we had, even though we lived there, we had like kind of a more of a middle class lifestyle. And that man busted his ass to make us have those opportunities, taking music lessons, all kind of stuff. So even though, yeah, we were raised in the hood, I didn't have a hood lifestyle. So I'm looking at this is a little bit too real for Deb. I got to go. I couldn't handle it. I could not handle it. Yeah, them dollies are creepy, but once I learned how to crochet, it wasn't so bad. But honey, I'm telling you, I cannot do critters. I don't like to see nothing crawling, and I don't want to hear nothing squeaking and flying across the floor. Where you be like, "What was that?" You looking and jumping off of couches and shit. No, I can't do it. I can't. So I had to leave dude alone. I'm telling you, I had to go. Okay, here we go with question number 26. This is the next to last question. Let me do my commercial break and show you all what's coming up. This is what's coming up on Thursday. We're going to do, because a lot of times people come to What the Fuck Tuesday and they want to ask a question in here. We don't do that here. These questions are all prepared in advance. Submitted in advance. So, and they're selected. But this is when we will take your questions on the show. On the community wall, there's some instructions for how to do it. What I suggest is that you pay your fee, right? Pay your fee first, and then you alert Shay that you paid the fee, and then we put you in the order. We'll call you, tell you who's next. You can either call in or you can type your question into the chat. Either one works. If you have a lot to say, it's better if you call in because most people don't type that fast, and we be waiting for hours trying to get you with your 30 words a minute typing to put your question in there. So if you have, you can't type fast and you have some, just call in, please. And then I'll answer your question right there on the spot. That's kind of the experience I have, 30 years more. Well, I'm 31, going on 32 now. I can do that. I can do that. There's a lot of information in this big head. So that's this coming Thursday, the 20th. Then we got this coming up next month, but like I said, I may have to move it. The Debinar, no more toxic relationships like we're seeing tonight and in every What the Fuck Tuesday. This is a fee-based program, though. It is $20 per person. You register at Debsterism.com. It's Debsterism.com, okay? So there's my commercial for what's coming up on the channel for the next big events. So let's move on to question number 26, the next to last question. Female, 22 to 27 age group. She's from Mobile, Alabama. I'm writing this to berate myself and to express my feelings so I can move past this. I'm 24 and recently graduated from college. I was seated beside this fine man. Ooh, girl, yes. I said hi to him and he responded back, but that was it. I did want to say more, but I didn't. And now it won't leave my head because I see it as a lost opportunity to get to know this person. I keep going over scenarios. You could have asked his name. What program he studied, anything, young lady. You fool. I can't believe you didn't try to get his name, etc. So you just beating yourself all up. Sigh, I hate this feeling. So if I see a guy I'm even remotely attracted to and the situation is appropriate, I'm going to say more than hi. I bet you that. Ugh. Thanks for listening to me whine, Deb. I should be able to get on with my day now. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. LOL, she puts. Oh, that's cute. Yes, you must. If you meet a man, I'm telling you, you meet a man that hits you like that. In The Godfather, remember They called it the lightning bolt when Michael met whatever her name, whatever that girl's name was, and he was just dumbfounded, just transfixed, couldn't move, couldn't talk, couldn't think. He just like staring at her. That lightning bolt, that kind of feeling that hits you, you can't. That's recognition of somebody who is some kind of soulmate connection or something. There's something going on. There's some kind of connection there that's cosmic. If you have a feeling like that, or even remotely halfway that, like, act on it, because that is such a rare occurrence in everybody's life. If you even have it one time in life, it's a fucking miracle. If you don't act on it, you're going to be like this young lady here and regret it for the rest of your life. Have the courage to step up and say something. Say something. That's what happened to me. And I told y'all my story in Hawaii. That's exactly what happened. It was like this current just went through me as soon as I laid eyes on that dude. I didn't have any fear. I just went off with this complete stranger and was gone for a week. But you know what? It was just, I don't know. I can't even describe it. But I'm happy I had that experience because now I can speak from experience and tell y'all if you experience that, go for it. Go for it. You don't want to be a person that's old, still beating yourself up for the opportunity that you had for a possible of something great that you did not take because you were afraid. The worst that happen is, you be the one with the lightning bolt feeling and the other person won't have it. But usually it's kind of mutual. But, chances are in a situation like this, he was just as shocked as you were and he just felt awkward and didn't know what to do either. But that's when you resort to humor. My standard line is, I see somebody who's fine, I'll slide my little ass up to him and be like, hi, what your name is? And they always laugh because it's so stupid, right? That is the stupid thing to say. But they always laugh and then they tell me their name and then I tell them mine. And then we start the conversation begins from there. Right? So they have something to say. Like, well, what you doing here? Where have you been all my life? All them corny lines, but sometimes they work. At least gets the ball rolling. You know what I mean? But girl, I just hate this. I hate that you did it. But chances are, if it was meant to be, you'll run into them again. And if it happens and you recognize them, please get off your ass and make the magic happen. Okay, don't do this twice. Question number 27. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Pembroke Pines, Florida. I recently started dating a really great guy. He's almost entirely my type, and I really enjoy spending time with him. The guy has like zero red flags, a billion things in common with me, and we have a strong friendship on top of our. This is kind of sounding good. Hold on, this paper's sticking. Dang it. I thought I used up all this sticky ass paper. On top of our intimate relationship. He's never had a girlfriend before, despite us both being adults, so he's fairly inexperienced when it comes to these things, but I can tell he's trying his best when it comes to our relationship. However, the other day he was asking me about who I'd been with before him, and I mentioned a past girlfriend. Oh, you fool, you. Before that, he didn't know that I was also attracted to women, although I could have sworn I mentioned it. And was happily surprised. He said it was good that we have another common interest, this time being hot chicks. The only thing is, ever since then, he started pointing out any woman he sees while we're out on dates and checking them out with me, asking if they're my type, etc. At first, I thought it was kind of fun, but it's starting to irritate me and make me feel jealous. I know he wouldn't be dating me if he didn't find me attractive, and I don't expect him to pretend that other women aren't attractive all of a sudden just because he has a girlfriend, but it's just a bit much for me to handle. Sure, I can acknowledge when other people are hot, but I'm also a very monogamous person, and since dating him, I haven't felt attracted to anyone else. But it feels like checking out other women is all he wants to do. He could at least do it while I'm not around, right? I already mentioned how it makes me uncomfortable, but he said he'd tone it down a little, but I'm having a hard time moving past this. I generally think that this guy's a good match for me, and I want to put in all the effort I can to make things work out with him, but how should I approach this? You should tell him, okay, you're going to have to do it when he's in that moment. Okay, it might cause a fight, but oh well. So he's going to be trying to point out a woman and some other hot women and say, look, stop it. I don't want to do that. If I'm going to be with, I'm with you now. So why would I be checking out other women? This is stupid. I'm a monogamous person. I'm with one person at a time. because I had in the past one relationship with a woman. Well, that was just one time thing, right? Just don't make it sound like you've had like numerous, just like one. Mostly I have relationships with men, and right now I'm having one with you, but it's in danger because this pressure, I feel like you putting pressure on me to be looking at all these women, and that's not really what I want to do. I want to talk to you. I want to look at you, and I want you to talk to and look at me. If that's not something that you think you can do and you want to do, then there's no point in us continuing this. Because when you're going down a path I'm not trying to go, and just be honest with them and just use some firm language. All this, I'm feeling uncomfortable. You just kill me with that. I'm uncomfortable. What the fuck does that even mean? That's some old crazy white people shit. You say, this is some bullshit. That's what you say. You say, I don't want to be doing this crap. That's what you say. You say, you on one, some monkey shit right now. That's what you say. You know, I'm uncomfortable. That doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Nobody's going to pay attention to you because you're uncomfortable. That's a word that black people never use. Black women do not use that word. You know why? Because that's a wuss word. It's a weenie word. We just gonna tell you about yourself and saying I'm uncomfortable. That's just too vague and just leave stuff to interpretation, and it's too easy to brush somebody off. What does that even mean? That don't mean shit. You tell them you stop doing this shit or this bullshit here is over. That's what you tell them. I don't know where you get off thinking that this is something entertaining. That shit was cute for about a day or two, but it's lost its charm. But if this is what you want to do, I mean, it's fine. You can still do it, but you're going to be doing it without me. That's what I'm telling you. Because you on some bullshit right now. That's what you tell him. Okay? I don't ever want to hear another woman tell me that she told a man that something made her uncomfortable. That is some vague bullshit, some weak shit. You rise up and you be a total bitch and you tell them about themselves. Say, look, you crossing lines here, motherfucker, and I don't like it. You don't say, oh, it makes me uncomfortable. Who told women to do that? Oh, I can't stand it. Just, G up. Okay? G up and tell them about themselves and stop this. Drive me fucking crazy. Ugh, my God. I have never in my entire life heard anybody black, and there's a whole bunch of family that I've been around all over the world. Nobody black ever used that word. Black women will tell you straight to your face, you on some bitch shit right now, motherfucker. Something like that. Oh, thanks, Eve. I just saw what you put up there. You know what I mean? We're not really uncomfortable. You about to be uncomfortable when I drop kick you somewhere, something like that, tap you with my stun gun. Yeah, we tend to be very direct. I don't know. Uncomfortable is not a word that really describes anything. It's purely subjective. Okay? It's purely subjective. It doesn't mean anything. Be definitive. You're crossing boundaries. You're being inappropriate. You're putting your hands on me in a way that is unprofessional and that's against policies of this company. You don't talk to me like that. You're being racist right now. You say exactly what they're doing. Okay, well, how it's bothering you, what you want them to do to resolve the problem. You don't be vague and all stupid and sound like a little weakling. Like, say, what do you make me uncomfortable? Okay, use your words. My God. I'm just saying, you know, this drives me crazy. Okay, ladies, you have got to stand up for yourself. Okay, too many women worry about trying to make other people not hurt other people's feelings. Fuck other people. Fuck them. Okay, they all up in your space. They all up in your nerves. They doing all kinds of stuff they don't have to do. They in your wallet. They in your house. They crossing boundaries with you, your kids, your money, your space, your privacy, whatever. Whatever they're doing to you, you don't ever use the word uncomfortable. You're gonna say, look, stop this shit right now. I'm not taking this bullshit from you or anybody else. And then you tell them exactly what they did. Okay? You tell them, Robin, you tell them what they did and what you want them to do to resolve the problem. Okay? Tell them specifically using your big girl words. Stop being so timid and weak. Grow a fucking spine, why don't you? And speak up. It just drives me crazy. And when you act like that, and then you wonder why men don't listen to you and don't take you seriously, put some fucking bass in your voice, raise your voice, and check these motherfuckers hard. And then don't let them be all in your face like that. I'm just like, oh my God. Yes, you have to name the behavior. You have to name it. But they were like, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I want to be nice. I barely know how to spell nice. Nice is not something I do. Not to men. Not to men. I mean, if I'm married to you and stuff, well, maybe I might be nice on alternate Friday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. But other than that, you're going to take what you get and you're going to like it. And that's just the way it is. So anyway, I've had my rant about women and this nice and being uncomfortable and all this old shit here. Doormats, stop it. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your rights. Every single woman, except for the lady who wrote about not, going after the dude, all the other women were just wusses, weak, spineless, just letting people take advantage of them, not having any kind of boundaries, not standing up for themselves and not exerting their power, just being stupid, basically, just being a doormat, just being weak for just behind some man, just to keep a man around. And the lady who wanted to sacrifice her 11-year-old daughter so she could go chase Dig in London, man, she really put me on the edge. That little girl is at risk because her mama's hella stupid. So, all in all, this is why I want to do this webinar, this one right here. Whew. So you guys, please help me get the word out. Help get the word out. The information is up on the community wall here on the YouTube channel. It's also on Debsterism.com. You can send the link around. Women need to come to this in droves. I think my little chat room, the room will hold 100 people. It needs to be 250 people up in there, but I don't want to do that many at a time. But the word has got to get, and then I have to be able to get them in more of a one-on-one type of session that I could do in YouTube, where it's more, more personal interaction, more questions, more actual discussion of specific situations. That's what I want to do. And that's why I wanted to do it as a webinar. Okay. So that's it for today. We'll be back on Thursday. Remember, that's, real-time advice questions. Tonight is the pre-selected questions where people already sent theirs in. On Thursday, you can come with your question and get it answered right here on the air, real time, right now for $10. The regular price for that is $25, so it's a great discount. But of course, the question is going to be shorter. The format is slightly different. But I'm going to give you your answer. You're going to go when we hang up or when you log off, you will know what to do. Other than that, let me see. I'm looking at the survey here. I want to give you the results of that. Yes, a lot actually got 62%. Yes, but I struggled in some areas, got 20%. Not really, got 4%. And I'm new here, so ... got 15%. So that is the result of our survey on what you have learned here on the Debsterism channel. Let me take a quick screen grab of this. And I want to save it for later in the poll. And there we go. So thanks, everybody, for coming to the show tonight. Where am I? I'm trying to get back to... Oh, there we go. Thanks for coming back, coming to the show for What the Fuck Tuesday. We'll see you on Thursday for the live stream real-time relationship advice question and answer session. And then coming up, hopefully I'll be able to do an upload or something over the weekend, but we'll see. My time has been crazy lately. But love you. See y'all on Thursday. Bye-bye.